Hello, gamers. Oh, sure. Welcome back to an amazing live stream by yours truly. Wow, I even fucked up on the intro. Hello. Today we are playing Our Life. I think it has a longer name. I don't remember, but we're gonna call it Our Life. This is a visual novel about our life. I don't know. People have just recommended me to play this multiple times. I just have the base game. I don't have any of the DLCs. So yeah, whatever they give in the base game better be good enough to hold up. Like, I shouldn't need the DLC to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't think this is like a dating sim. I think you just have like the one person. I don't know though. I could be spreading this info for all I know. But regardless, oh my gosh, you guys, I keep hiccuping lately. It makes me so mad. But regardless, let me switch you over to the gamer screen and also pause the lo-fi beats and give you the game's audio. I think I turned it down enough that it's not like blowing up anybody's eardrums. Do let me know how it goes though. Ah! Black please, son of a bitch. I'm not gonna lie, that noise hasn't scared me in a minute, but I definitely wasn't expecting it just now, so did that help with the hiccups? Well, I haven't hiccuped again, so maybe. You know, I guess it must have worked. Thank you. All right, I don't know why it says continue. I've not played this before, but we'll hit new file. All right. Okay, it sounds good. Yippee. Let me get Shinjo out here. Okay. Our Life tutorial time. Tutorial? Do I not just read? Is there gameplay in this? Welcome to Our Life, beginnings and always. Okay. There are various ways you can customize and interact with the game. This tutorial is an overview of how certain features work. You can read the full tutorial from the main menu to learn about everything in detail. To start off, the game is divided into 4 time periods called steps. Step 1, childhood. Step 2, adolescence. Step 3, young adulthood. And Step 4, adulthood. We definitely are not going to get through all of this. If anything, I'm going to see how long Step 1 takes. And if it's like super long, I might just do that. But if it is quicker, I might do Step 1 and 2. But we'll see. Our Life is further divided into sets of vignettes that take place during specific periods of time. Okay, these are called moments. I'm running something over. Blanket. I'm running my blanket over. Okay, I was like, I can't scoot my chair forward. That's crazy. Wonder why. Wonder why. I don't know. Moments can be played in any order or skipped entirely. Why would I skip them? That sounds like not the point. You move on to the next step whenever you want by selecting that summer is ending. Oh. Steps 1 through 3 include 5 moments each, and even more can be unlocked by purchasing DLCs. Some are out now and other DLCs will release later on. Like, I don't know. I have such a love-hate relationship with DLCs because, like, on one hand, you don't need the DLCs, but it's like, damn, bro, I'm missing out. Because let me see. There are currently... Let me go to the store page. There are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 DLC. The first one is $2.99, 2 of them are $4.99, and 2 of them are $3.99. So it's like you're basically paying for, if you buy the DLC, you're basically buying like a $20 game, I guess. Which, you know, Fair enough. Fair enough. Get your bag, I guess. It just is a little sad. Just a little sad. Any game that requires the DLC to be a complete package is a failure of a product. If it's needed, just put it in the base game. That's how I feel. I'm like it is playing into that like free to play thing, where it's like the base game's free to play, but if you want more stories, buy my DLC for the full price of a game. It's like, why am I being tricked right now? Because it says Cove wedding story, so it's like we can't even get married without getting DLC. And then there's Baxter story, Dexter story, and then step 3 expansion and step 2 expansion. Like, why is there an expansion? Why can't that just be in the game? And I understand like somebody might want their game to be out there while also still getting a chance to make money. But I don't know. There's not really a right or wrong way, I guess. It's just like your thought process on if you want to buy DLC. I personally can't afford DLCs most of the time, so I'm like, it just sucks that I have to miss out on those things just because I can't afford it. I would rather pay an extra $20 for the base than buy a $15 DLC. Oh, base game. Yeah, that is true. It's like, that's why, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, you know, let me stop dogging on this shit and actually play it, because, you know, it might just be good enough on its own. I don't know. But I don't know. I digress. Moments. Oh, I read that. Yeah, some are out now, some are later released. Step 4 is an epilogue and doesn't include moments. A lot happens over the years that go by, especially in regard to the character you play as. You determine nearly everything about the main character. Name, appearance, personality. We get to do a dress up? Wait a minute. Pronouns, interests, skills, their relationship with major characters, and so on. You can decide to change details as time goes on, with few exceptions. Your last name, skin tone, and eye color can't be altered once set. Much of the MC's basic traits are determined on a character creation screen. As the MC grows up, more options become available on the screen. Okay, that's cool. I like that. As mentioned, one of the decisions you'll get to make for your character is selecting a name. You can type in any name you like, or you can pick a preset name, fuck. Preset options are called voiced names because the name will be voiced aloud by the romantic lead. You'll get to hear him say your name as you play through the story. Only the default name, Jamie, is included in the base game. Hundreds more can be added by getting a free voiced name expansion DLC. They said, oh, do you want more names? No. My bad. My fault, OG. Sorry, I didn't realize there was the name me pack. Oh no, it's free. Okay. Dang, bro. Why is this just not in the main game though? It's a free DLC. Why is it even free if you can just like what do you mean? No, it's a free DLC. But why is it just not in the base game? Why did it need to be a free DLC? Just add it in the game. You like now I didn't realize that was a thing, so now I have to fucking quit the game so I can download this goddamn DLC. Jesus. Like, I know it's a first world problem thing, but jeez. Okay, I think it's added now. Like, I'm sorry that's so like first world problems of me, but actually, did it? Okay, it did. Like, if it's free anyways, put it in the game? And the fact that it was free meant it wasn't listed on the list of DLCs, so I couldn't even tell that it was a DLC thing until they told me about it. Ah! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm such a hater today, you guys. I apologize. I can't help it. Did my game crash or did I close it? Open this, please. Why do free DLCs exist? Just add it just add it. Oh. Hold on. Now it's doing the thing. I think it doesn't like something. hold on. Look, this now I add this thing and it's not working. Great. What can I show you guys while I fix this? What's something I could show you? I don't know. Here, you guys can have this. You can have this video. Where is it? This speed draw from one of my streams. Whoa, shut up. I'm gonna mute it though, because I don't know if this song will get me copyright struck. I just put a random song that I had on my computer. Here, hold on. Hold on. Say Drake. Like, why does everything hate me? I just want to play a game. I just want to play a game. Is that too much? Here, watch this with some lo-fi while I try to sort out this mess. Okay, geez, I finally got it to open. I think my Steam just needed to restart. Enough of you. Away with you, foul beast. Let me put my game back up. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got the expansion. Some people are pissy about file sizes, so they separate stuff like that. This game wasn't even a gigabyte. This game was not even a gigabyte. On God. They had no business separating this DLC. I'm sorry. And this DLC didn't even take that long to install either. So I was like, I don't think it was about file size, because this literally took like, and like, I know I have like a decent computer, but like, it was not that big. The DLC, let me see if it says. Where is it? Oh. I don't even see how much it says it is. Does it? I don't know where does it usually say that on Steam for DLCs? I have no idea, but the fact that it didn't take that long to download probably wasn't that much. It was probably less. Watch there be like 4 other default names. No, there's more than that. I saw on the screenshot. The full collection of names is separated out as a DLC because of how large it is. Okay, apparently it's large. I didn't think it was that large, but I don't know. If you're not interested in that feature, you don't need to get it. Each name in the DLC belongs to, or was selected by, someone who supported this project. On the character creation screen, there's a cute doll you can decorate to get an idea of what your MC looks like with the different traits put together. Not all the things you decide about the MC appear on the doll. The script referencing what you've decided for the MC is the main way those decisions influence the game. Our Life has a first-person perspective, so your character doesn't appear next to the other character sprites. You only see the MC as the decorative doll and in special cut-in CG images. The cut-in CGs only appear if certain choices are made. It's possible not to see any during a playthrough. There's also a second type of special MC-based screen, the interest/comfort screen. Unless you get DLCs, the game has one love interest, Cove Holden. Which, you know, sure. He grows up with the MC, and the interest/comfort screen is crucial for determining how that plays out. In Steam on the right side panel. Let me see. Manage DLC. On the game list? Which opens the window and shows you the size of any installed DLC. I do like the music though, it's chill. Library page, not store page. I would say I'm not seeing managed DLC, but I don't know if that's because I also have the game open. That didn't startle me. I was looking at chat when I saw that. I saw that already. Oh, okay, here we go. I found it. Bruh, it's literally 98.41 MB. That's not even big, bro. Am I wrong? It's literally not even a gigabyte, bro. If you can't fucking handle two gigabytes of a visual novel, bro, I just don't like. You might just have a Chromebook at that point. I don't know. How big is the game itself? It was like 900 MB, bro. Sorry, the people who really want me to play this game or really like this game are probably like, can you fucking shut up? It's literally, the game is a gigabyte, bro. It says size of installation, and this might also be with the DLC, now that I've added the DLC. But it says size of installation, 1.05 gigabytes. Now call me crazy, but I just don't think that that's huge. I mean, considering, like, a huge game to me is anything like 50 gigabytes or over. But call me a hater, bro. Also, do I hate the fact that, like, unless you have the DLC, you can only have one love interest? Yes, I do hate it. Like, you should just market it. Like, why even have it? Why even have it if I have to pay for it? I mean, some people who have tiny ass hard drives, but like 1 gigabyte isn't even that much. Even, like, trust me, I've had really shit PCs in the past, like really shit laptops too. So I'm like, I know because I've been there. I've been there and I manage. Interest level sets how much you like him. There are 4 levels: disinterest, fond, crush, love. Love is the only available starting in step 3 if you are at fond or crush in step 2. Comfort determines how you generally react / think when it comes to him. There are 3 levels: nervous, relaxed, and direct. Your level of interest and comfort will set the type of dynamic your character has with your love interest. What you did in the past will influence the present, and feelings can change over time. You get to pick your interest/comfort near the beginning of every step. Comfort can switch between 3 levels as you please. Your interest level can only stay the same or increase. I ran The Sims on a secondhand laptop previously owned by a school. See? And The Sims is not easy to run, bruh. This really is just DLC with the game as side content. I mean, it feels that way, but, you know, I'm gonna still give it the benefit of the doubt so far. I'm not gonna lie, though. I saw the love interest, and I kind of think he's ugly, but, you know, we'll put that aside. Jesus, it's $40 for all the DLC? No, I think it's like $20 for in this game. I think it's like, it came out to like $21, but that's not including tax or anything. Because it was 1 $2.99, 2 $3.99, and 2 $4.99 if I'm remembering. Whoa, Lily gonna cry. I know. Not you getting summoned by Sims, Robin. Listen, Lily said they didn't even finish it, so that's his problem. Your level of interest will become the new lowest option on the screen in the future. For example, if you decide to be fond in step 1, disinterest will not be available on the screen in steps 2 and 3, which will make fond the bottom level option for your relationship. Interest level has an impact when it comes to physically interacting with Cove. While growing up, things are rather simple. If you get along with one another and have a close relationship, you can choose to touch him. Sorry, that's crazy. And Cove will occasionally interact with the MC in lighthearted and comforting ways. But starting in step 3, touching can become more romantic or suggestive if you're at crush or love. To make sure things go nicely with that, there will be an extra choice to determine initiative level, and a bonus mini tutorial that goes along with the choice to explain the feature in more detail. Basically, even if you decide you like Cove, the game won't force you to act on those feelings. You can always choose not to get together with him, choose not to accept or give romantic gestures, etc. If you decide to date Cove, though, you can't break up with him later. Interest/comfort gets the basics down, but it's the choices that appear throughout the normal game events that decide what actually happens between the MC and Cove. But it isn't only the MC who is impacted by your decisions. Cove grows and changes over the years. How he's treated and what he experiences will help shape who he becomes. In steps 2 and 3, Cove's personality, appearance, and interests will vary based on what happened in the previous step. In something of a mystery, exactly how your decisions end up changing him, you can try to guess as you go along. Or, if you prefer, you can also just design your own ideal Cove directly using the Cove Creator option that pops up at the beginnings of steps 2 and 3. Did I read this? It's something of a mystery exactly how your decisions end up changing him. You can try to guess as you go along. Or, if you prefer, okay, yeah, I did read that. Making the choices you want is always more important than making a choice because you feel like you have to in order to get a certain result. When a choice does appear, you'll usually see that hovering the cursor over an option shows a certain color, yellow, blue, or green. The colors aren't related to specific points or effects, they're only there to give a bit of insight on the tone/emotion of that choice, since text alone can potentially be read in more than one way. Blue tends to be casual/straightforward, yellow more emotive/reactive, and green less certain/uncommitted. Though there are hundreds of options in our life and not every choice menu falls in line with that pattern, picking just one color every time doesn't give a gameplay benefit. Only stick to a certain type if that's what you happen to like. Otherwise, switch between them freely. Always pick yellow, never pick yellow, pursue romance from the start, never romance a love interest, be disagreeable or amiable. None of them will lead to a bad ending. You're welcome to enjoy the events and shape the story without reservation. And then, if you like, you can play again to try something new. There's only ever more good content to discover. We hope you'll have a nice time with our life. Thank you for playing. To be honest with you, a choose to touch him is crazy. It pulled me from my grave. In Steam, it's $40 unless you take out the art book and soundtrack. Okay. Yeah, I mean, normally I would take out the art book and soundtrack because, like, I don't really give a fuck about that. this game seems like it is really just like about Cove. And I would not be mad about having a single love interest if there weren't other love interests being gatekept behind a DLC. Like, why even have those? Why even have those there? I guess it's for people who's like, you want more? Like, damn, bro. And I bet you they probably gave us the ugliest out of the 3 love interests too. Or however many there are. I'm sorry. I said it. Alright, thank you. I hope the devs never play this or see this VOD. If you do, I'm so sorry. It's been 28 minutes and all I've done is like be a hater. Do apologize. I don't know. We'll just go with round. Holy shit, bro. My guy blended in with the background. I was like, where'd his skin go? I would say here is fine. What eyes do I want? I don't know. I have to like see what the rest looks like. Eye color. Pink. Well, it depends. What color hair can I have? Dude, we look like Psyche K for real. Okay, we got colors. We got options. I say cutely. That's my level of pale. I feel like even you're not that pale, Robin. Lost in the background. That's hilarious. Okay. Hair front. And then hair back. I don't know what I want. It's giving Marluxia from Kingdom Hearts. Ooh, a two-toned. Ooh. I would like two-toned because that is what I had for my hair IRL for a point. Okay, I was about to get real mad. I was like, did we really just have like 2, like that one like black hairstyle and that's it? But then they had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie, they had me in the first half. I mean, even that. Okay, wait a minute. There's more. Every time I'm about to judge, they're like, wait a minute. There's more, please. And I'm like, okay. It's like they could have been there could have been better choices. I mean, because like I felt like there could have been more curly haired option. Like I don't see any hair that really like reminds me of my hair, to be honest. What the fuck do I know? I don't even. I could be bald and I wouldn't even know it. We'll do a bun because I always have my hair in a bun. Cute. Okay. Jamie. What else? What other names do we have? Wait, does it say it like
Kira?
Oh no. Wait, does it? I could barely hear that shit.
Kira.
Wait, it does. Kira. They have you. Alright, and apparently these are all names that were people who supported the game or some shit. I don't even know what name I want, bro.
Basil.
They don't even have my name, though. Damn. Damn. Oh, no, yeah, they do.
Luna.
Yeah! Is there any voiced last name options? No? I just have to type it myself? Okay. Kira, obviously, listen, I'm playing. Why would I have your name? I feel like that would be odd, wouldn't it? Sighs when I pick my own name. Dang. I'm just gonna go with she because it's easier. Birthmark. I don't really have any. Scars. No. Rosy cheeks. Sure. Freckles. I don't like these freckles. They look weird. Hand size? I don't know. I think my hands are like normal for my body, I guess. So I guess medium. Glasses. I do wear glasses, but I don't like putting glasses on my characters. Birthmarks. I actually do have a birthmark on my ankle and like right above my knee, like still on my thigh. It's like huge though, that one. No big yaoi hands. I mean, considering my character's not a guy, unfortunately, not this time. We could have made them a guy, but I don't know. I was just going with the feeling. You know what they say about big hands, not the emote after. I'll say leg. I don't really have any freckles, scars, clothing types. Pants and shirts, probably. I don't really wear dresses or skirts. I do bracelets, necklaces, hats. But like, I do want the, you know, throw it all in there for fun's sake. Okay, I think this is it. I think this is our character. Okay, we're in. Let me save again. You see, wait, hold on. Go back to the save menu. You see how many save slots this have? This should be average for any game, not just dating sims. I need this amount of save slots for every single game I play. That's real. They do have a point for this. Girls can have yaoi hands. Yeah, unfortunately this one doesn't. I can't be an imposter. The imposter among us. Anyways, 36 minutes in and we're just starting the game. Classic me live stream. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usual sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of school-less vacation with it. Schoolless. During the summer, your moms didn't like you. Oh my god, we have gay moms? During the summer, your moms didn't. Oh, or do you mean like my mom and his mom? Sorry, misinterpreted. Never mind, no Yuri here. I think they just meant my mom and Cove's mom. Right? I'm holding out for Yuri. Didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but mostly they stayed and did what your mom called putting down the roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved, or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyway. You ended up saying hi a lot to a lot of different people, since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi back to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to say hi, but if they said hi, I would say hi back. You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyway, is probably what I would do. It was the polite thing to do, after all. And your moms had taught— Wait, guys, wait, we might be back. We might be back. It might be Yuri. Guys, get to, what is it called? Where is it? Hold on, scroll back up. Where is it? Here we go. And your moms had taught you to always be respectful. But today there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really, really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms called it. Listen, I think we might have two moms, you guys. Guys, we might have two moms. We're at the we're so back phase. I'm really hoping we don't hit the it's so over back. The it's so over really low one. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your moms had talked to you had a talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before, and we have an older sister. Okay, write it down. You hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it could be okay to talk to new people. I definitely wouldn't talk to this person in real life, so I'm not gonna do it in this game. Like, if I saw this random person just sitting on the ground, I'd be like, okay, continue on my way with a wide berth in between us. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to you, but other people can help you even if you don't know them. You remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. I think that's what I want to do. Because, like, I don't feel comfortable. I'm, like, stuck between these two things. Because it's like, on one hand, I'm curious. And on the other hand, I'm like, I don't know if I would talk to a stranger. I think maybe I'd be like, hey, you good? But, like, I'd be, like, a distance still. I'd be like, you good? Everything okay? And they'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm good. I'd be like, okay, word, okay, take care of yourself now. You weren't sure about this man yet. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing he was blocking the way to your front door. But you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. I am interested. You slowed down, your eyes remaining fixed on the man. There was a split second where your eyes met, and you knew he was aware that he wasn't alone on the street anymore. And now well, they're calling him a man, so I'm assuming this is like a grown adult man with, like, you know, the ability to speak to me. So he should probably stop being a fucking freak and sitting in the front of somebody's house. Hey! You raised your eyebrows at the shout. Did he want something? Is that why he was here? The man stood up and started making his way towards you. Nah, if he started doing that, I'd be like, stay where the fuck you are. I'm gonna assume you're kidnapping me. Not wanting to seem too approachable, you folded your arms and stared. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offered the stranger a smile. Your whole body was frozen in place as he approached. Listen, I'm not trying to seem too approachable. What do you want? So, who the oh, this isn't a man. This looks like a young adult Max. If anything, he just looks like a high schooler. But I guess if we're children, anybody who's not our age looks like a grown adult. I mean, because back then we thought like 20 was like old as fuck. Like when you're like 10, bro. 20 is old. You live around here? What's your name? Dude, nice shark, swim trunks, by the way. You looked the man up and down, taking in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. Yeah, I live here. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to give your name to a stranger. Just, you know, don't listen to them. Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, I live here, though. That's great. He looked happy to hear it, giving you a broad smile. $20! Damn it. He knows exactly how to play me like a fiddle. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. See, me now as a grown adult motherfucker, like, I would take 20 bucks. So me as a kid, I thought getting paid $5 an hour was a lot. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? Now, what kind of favor? Nothing bad, sorry, I should have... Let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. From where you were standing, it made him look creepier. I have a son. His name is Cove, who's about your age. You look young as fuck. How old are you? Cove. That seemed like a strange name for an actual living person to you. Yeah, no, I am gonna say that because, you know, as a kid, we're allowed to say out-of-pocket shit. But definitely the kind of name someone like this guy would give their kid. We moved across the street, see? Then why were you sitting on the curb with your head in your hands, bro? Did I misread that? He gestured towards the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You're Luna Cryptid, right? I met your moms early. We do have... Guys! We're so back! We have gay moms! Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Like, he just confirmed it. He met your moms earlier. And they've used mom singular. So it's not like a mistake. Let's go! You know what? Maybe this game isn't so bad. Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? They told me you were 8, just like him, so... Okay, we're 8. He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Dude, I'll befriend him for 20 bucks, say less. Just give it a chance and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him.
Do you mind?
But you gotta keep it a secret too, okay? It wouldn't be very friendly to say his dad sent you. You eyed the man. You felt kind of sorry for Cove. Did other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? Yeah, I feel bad for him. It's like, damn, your dad has to pay people to be your friend. That's crazy. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that. What do you say? Want to make a deal? I'm taking that money, baby. You carefully plucked the bill from his outstretched hand, grinning at the thoughts of what you could do with that much cash. All the sweets you could ever want. You could buy a ticket for the newest movie at the cinema. There was a cute stuffed animal you had seen in a store. It cost a few dollars to set up a library card. With this, you could pay for yourself instead of having your moms do it. You weren't even sure yet. Dude, I low-key loved the library as a kid because, first of all, I did like the books. I did like the fact that they had little computers that let me play games. Like, when I was the younger age, little kids could only use specific computers that were, like, you know, in the sight of the librarian. And you could play the little disc, like, edutainment games. And then the older kids, or, like, people who, like, you know, were trusted to use a freaking computer, they had a little computer lab, which wasn't huge at all. Like, it was very small, and obviously, at the time, it was selective, because it was, like, the fucking early 2000s, late 2000s. So honestly, I do fuck with the library. I would refuse to be matchmaked by this man. Normal people, yeah, I would too. I mean, in real life, I don't know if I would have talked to him. Like I said, I think I would have been like, hey, you good? Runs. The library to me as a kid was the only access I had to manga. It was like my own personal literary playground. Like, yeah, I did fuck with the library, and I wish I could go more, but I just like don't have access to the library. But I do have a library card to use Libby, which is an app that like connects with your library's online databases. And if you have like multiple library cards, you could connect it to all of them and get like the different catalogs. So you could get ebooks and audiobooks and stuff like that. It's good. It also supports your local library. So if you can't go to an actual library, still get a library card and get like Libby or one of the other library apps to support your local library. I just don't have a need for library anymore with the internet and money for bookstores. See, I don't want to spend money on books every time. And so I use Libby a lot for audiobooks because I'm not using fucking Audible, bro. I'm not paying for audiobooks. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Especially like, you know, I don't spend that much time on audiobooks. Like I usually listen to mine on like 1.5 or 1.75 speed. So I'm like, you know, I'm not paying for a fucking audiobook. I'm just gonna get it for free at the library. And then sometimes, you know, let's just say hypothetically speaking, I might get an ebook from less than stellar means. I still like to check it out if I can at the library. So it's like I'm just getting it from the library and it supports them and keeps them open for people who can't afford books and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm going to pick the library option. You enjoyed reading a lot of different books. You could get every one you liked now. That was just a start, you thought. The sky was the limit with that kind of amount. The man smiled at you, his eyes crinkling at the sides as he did. Great, that's great. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but... well, I don't know where he's gotten off to. He laughed when he said that, but the way his face looked, you thought he might actually want to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come on home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. Can't miss it. Can I keep this either way? Sure thing, I could try. Yeah, I'll say sure thing. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends, you knew that, but you were still going to help. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head. Paused before doing so, then pulled his hand away instead. Your mom's already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go too. I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back and... that's not important. I have to go. Thanks again, Luna, so much. Bye, weird guy. Audible is a bad offer, not gonna lie. Monthly payment and you pay per book. That's crazy. Obviously, I knew you had to like pay per book, but I did not realize you had to also pay per month. That's so scummy to me. Like, what do you mean? I feel like if you do the monthly payment, you should get as many books as you can read during that month for free. You're already doing the monthly payment. Don't piss me off. Like, do one or the other. You can't do both. Ow! Sorry, I hurt myself. I just like owning things that I like rather than borrowing it. No, I'm the same way. I own a lot of physical books. I do it for books that like I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna like, so I'll read it there first. And then if I end up liking it, then I'll pick up the physical thing. Or, yeah, you know, like, or if I like reading bad books for fun. So it's something like that. Like, I don't want to own this bad book, but I want to read it because I think it's funny. That's what I do anyways. But no, I am very much the same person where I like having the physical media for things that I like. Hence, my copious amount of Warrior Cats books. Lol. I use Google Play Books. You still have to pay for each book, but no monthly subscription. Yeah, that's like better at least. I'm like, you shouldn't have to pay for both. That's scummy. That's what I do. I read it online, then buy it if I like it. Yeah, I feel like that's reasonable. Because, like, I'm afraid of, like, buying a book and then not liking it. But I always take chances anyway sometimes. Like, if I'm at the bookstore, I'm like, bro, I can't leave without at least one book. Come on. See, manga, I would like to buy more. But, like, I just, like, can't justify it. Like, obviously, I want people to be paid what they're owed. But, like, I cannot justify, like, a fucking $13 manga for something I'm going to read in, like, a day. You know what I mean? And those were just the prices the last time I bought manga. They probably have gone up. Because I haven't bought it in a bit. Anyways. He jogged off down the street without another word. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Is he here? Step 1, first sight. Oh my god, it's actually happening. The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. This is a view, though. This is stunning, innit? Yo, hello. James Morningstar _ how are you? We're trying this dating sim for the first. Well, that's not dating sim. I'll call it a visual novel because it's not really a dating sim if I don't have options. So I'll call it a visual novel, which is what it is. I'm doing well. I hope you are too. Yeah, we are just slowly dipping our toes in. It has been 54 minutes, but we yap a lot here. I'm so sorry. The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill, you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore, and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. Oh, to be a little seagull. You always loved the ocean. It was so much fun. Nah, to be honest, I'm not a big ocean person. I don't really like seaweed touching me. Or salt water. I like pools more. Or lakes. You love to hear stories about the sea, about the merfolk and the sea serpents you imagined living far beneath the waves. You didn't enjoy the beach all that much, especially the sand, which got absolutely everywhere. See, like, I don't hate the beach. I would like it here, I think. But I don't like going to the beach, like, especially during the summer when there's, like, 1 million people. I think I like the stories. Sometimes you could almost convince yourself you had seen a flash of a shiny mermaid's tail in the distance. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try and relax, but couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone. So you glanced around, ominous. Oh, it's just, hey, it's that kid. It's that kid. I've been watching since the beginning, but I was busy with something, so I couldn't chat. Literally no worries. I hope you enjoyed your lurk, my friend. That would be a kinetic novel then. Kinetic has no options. Visual has options. Well, I mean, this does have options. Dialogue options. Not based on, like, who you get, but it does change the story. So I feel like it's still visual. Because the choices that we pick do impact the story, just not impact our dating choices. Sag. There was a boy sitting on top, at the top of one hill, almost completely hidden within the long grass and white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you found a deer in the wild. Though deer didn't have green hair, huge glasses, wavy eyebrows, pink cast, sad frowns, fucked up eyebrows. But this new boy did. You weren't sure what else in the world had eyebrows like that, if there was anything. Do you think I can bully him enough that he'll change the shape of his eyebrows? Sorry, that's mean. Listen, they did say his appearance would change depending on what you do. So I'm like, if I say bad things about his eyebrows, will he change them? I just want to know for storyline purposes. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another. Then he glanced your way. Don't give me that side eye. That was the most bombastic side eye. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. Hey, Space Cadet. With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling into fists at his sides. Why are you crying for? He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. He'd been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. You'd obviously caught him off guard. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man earlier had said stuck out to you. Cove? Eyes wide, he studied you. How did you know that? You touched the money in your pocket, feeling it crinkle beneath your fingers. I'm all-knowing. That's a lie. Tell the truth. Okay, your dad told me who you were. Oh. Okay, no spoilers, I promise, but just a few things I would maybe alleviate your guys' concerns. I understand there are confusions and fears. The game is very long, even though it's small, so you don't need to worry that the small size is an incomplete package. That's an ad for DLCs. Okay, that's fair, because I was thinking that. The main game is the meat and potatoes. Okay, because it did, honestly, the tutorial made it seem like it was just like, oh, do you like our game? Have our DLCs. And I was like, ooh, it was leaving a bad taste in my mouth, I can't lie. So that is nice to know. And the DLCs were extra stories made way after the main game released years, so it's not necessary. It's simply more content for people who want more. Okay, that is good to know. And also what Robin said, we do like to complain and whine like babies. But genuinely, it is nice, because that is a concern that I had. Because I don't know, it's just the wording at the start. I was like, is this just DLC Simulator? You know what I mean? Oh. So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. Nah, you know, it's just vibing, bruh. I can leave if it is. Yeah, you can't own a hill. Why not? How could you? You just do. I had a hill back home. Well, this still isn't mine. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. What if I was just like, yeah, bro, this actually is mine? Why does bro look like a Gundam character? I don't know anything about Gundam besides the fact that I think there's giant mechs in it. Is that true? Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered the hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Why are you here? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Oh, he's crying again. Almost like they never stopped, his tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents. Oh, did they get the dreaded divorce? They don't want to live together with me anymore. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave and he took me with him, and now we have to have a house here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. Hey man, take a breath. I know it's rough, bro, it's rough. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. Hey man, that sucks. I'm sorry. What should I say? I'm sorry, your dad seems kind of nice. You'll like it here, you just have to get used to it. Stop crying. Listen, would I be thinking that? Yes. But would I ever say that out loud? No, I don't think so. You'll like it here. I don't know if I would say that. I'd be like, hey man, I'm sorry. I don't know. Tell him it's all his fault is crazy. As for options for love interest and the race reckless of a character you're dating, it's personal preference. That is true. To be fair, you don't need to date anyone in this game either. Listen, I could, you know, I'm not going one way or the other yet. I think I'm just gonna like see how it plays out, and genuinely, at least for like for a first playthrough, give like my genuine answers and just see what it gets me. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna try to stick true to myself and the answers that I want to give, and not worry about what ending it's gonna get me. The fact that you said I think makes a little part of me die inside. Wait, what did I say I think to? Oh, about that it has the mechs? Well, listen, that's just to cover me in case I was wrong. And then I could be like, well, I said I think. You gotta cover your bases. That's law and order number 101, bruh. Also, no worries about the typo. I make verbal typos literally all the time. But yeah, like you said, it's more nuanced than a dating sim, so I want to take it that way. Normally with a dating sim, obviously, I'm trying to get that good ending. But this, you know, I want to see where it plays out. Because I have been recommended this game a lot, so I do want to take that to heart. Your dad seems kind of nice. I don't know, I'm going to say I'm sorry, because I feel like that's what I would say. I'd be like, hey man, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. Damn, man. You felt bad for him, being forced to come here with no choice. You can't imagine how it would feel, what it would feel like to live with only one of your moms. But it must be pretty hard. But from way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Luna!
Cove?
Kids, what are you doing? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging to his cheeks. Don't tell them we're here.
I want to go home.
I don't want to go back to that house. I want to go home. I can't be a snitch, bro. It'll be okay. You were struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not gonna be all fun, but isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. Then you can always count on him when you really need him. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I should say, full disclosure, I do voice Baxter in this game and the DLC. So take my word with a grain of salt, I guess. Haha. No, listen. Biases are everywhere. I have biases. You are so good, Pooks. Listen, I do feel like, you know, you had good things to say, and I appreciate that. I don't particularly find this genre of game my cup of tea, even though I can tell it's a well-made project. See, I do love visual novels, though. They were like my first game genre because... spoiler warning, I'm bad at video games, and visual novels were like the only thing I felt like I could play. So, you know, I'd be getting in there. So I'm excited. Like, if this emotionally wrecks me, I'll take back every bad thing I've ever said. 100%. Slowly Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, come on, man. We're gonna get in trouble, and I need this 20 bucks. Cove, can you hear me? He looked toward the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm. Sorry, I still don't want to go. You called out yourself. You waited silently with him. You tried to convince him. What do I want to do? Part of me is like, I wish there was an option where like I could go but not tell them that he was here. Be like, all right, man, you know, I'll give you a minute, but I'll go distract them or some shit. You know what I mean? I need that option. I guess I would try to convince him. I'd be like, come on, man. Are you sure? You'd have to stay outside the whole night and sleep on wet grass. Before Cove could say anything else, you heard You heard his dad's voice again, even closer than before. There you are, bud. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you and they rushed over. Dude! Damn. Yeah. They're kind of baddies. Now, wait a minute. Sorry. I like how they differentiate between your two mothers by mom and mommy. I know, that's cute. I thought you were about to say I don't want to go back to jail. That's insane. Imply that my 8-year-old has been to jail before. Good lord, your moms are hot. Mama, holy lord. I love you guys. We're all hive-minded. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm a fan of the DLC. Let's get the mom DLC going up 100%. I was like, you know what? I take back anything I said. I need this. I'm like, now wait a minute. Listen, we can get a can we get a story where it's like we're playing one of the moms trying to court the other mom? Like, can we do that? Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Luna, you're here after all. I don't know which one's which, but... We had been at the park to check for Cove and then heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. Nah, we was just chilling. Now we're just sitting in the grass. Dude, I'm not gonna out him like that. Nah. No, we're okay, don't worry. Okay, I'm assuming that's that one then. Thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out here? You look over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. Yeah, we're... Oh, that's crazy. He's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. I could never be that sure over anything as a kid, besides the fact that I wanted to read more Warrior Cats. I mean, yeah, he's cool. I mean, I feel bad for him, so I'd probably be like, you know, I'll give him a shot as a friend, just because I feel like he needs it. You nodded, smiling slightly. I guess he defo got his mom's look, unless he's adopted, which I'm assuming I'm adopted, or surrogate. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you.
That's a relief.
Why do I feel like the music is so loud compared to the voices? No! What? Oops. Oopsies! Config. Let's turn on the music just a little bit more. Oh! Oh, wait, this can go way more. Okay, my fault. Put this up. Sorry, I couldn't see the limit of the bar, so I thought this, like, default was the most, but I think it was on half. Okay, turn that up. I feel like I couldn't hear, I can't, blah, yeah. You know, never mind. Thank you for finding him. I really didn't know this neighborhood. Good thing Luna knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us. Say goodbye, Cove.
Bye.
Bye! The two of them walked off into the darkness, heading toward the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Listen, I am gonna say, though, we do have a chance of being besties in the making. My hair is pink, and his cast is pink. That means something to me. Yes, like a prequel thing. It's perfect, right? The two of them walked off into the darkness, heading toward the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink oh god, kill me. It's what day are we on? 11 of reading visual novels. I really tried myself. Me versus my dyslexia, who wins? Tell you what, we'll have a proper play date tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? It sounds like words. Yeah, sure. I mean, I need an answer in between these two answers, but I'll say, I'll show him my stuff.
Of course.
Well, she said it. Then, okay. Both of your moms laughed, the sounds overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you toward the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed, after your long, exciting day, you follow them home. Ah, flashbang! Choose your feelings for Cove. This is how you feel towards Cove for this next step. It can be changed in later steps. I'm going relaxed, I think. And then I'm gonna go fond. I'm like, we're just little guys, okay? We're just, I'm assuming we're still gonna be kids. So I'm gonna go relaxed and fond. I'm like, you know, he's just like a sad little puppy you see on the side of the road. Yes. Is this our house? Childhood friendships. Start playing step 1 using the fond interest level. I'm like, he's giving, you know, like wet cat. At the breakfast table the next morning, you finish your food faster than usual. Your sister Lizzie had run out earlier to go play, but you stayed put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Don't grin at me like that. Excited to see your new friend again, Luna? Oh, and we also got relaxed. Start playing step 1 and 2 by using relaxed. Okay. Yeah, I am.
How sweet.
I'm so happy you moved in.
Okay.
With that said, are you done with your breakfast? What did I have for breakfast? Yeah. I don't know, am I? I'm not gonna lie, that's some shit I would say. Your bowl is entirely empty, so you nodded. I'd be like, I don't know, am I? You gestured down to the empty dish in front of you, raising your eyebrows dramatically.
Okay.
Okay, we see. Good job. He should be here soon. Cleanup began, and then, on cue, there was a knock. It was hesitant, like the person wasn't sure they were in the right place. Still loud, though. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Luna, can't you get it? Could you get it? Yeah, you know, maybe I could. Use my little legs. Wiggling out of your chair without really pushing it back, you made your way to the door. Hello! Hey, cryptid family. Thanks for having us. Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him, and his son were here. Me desperately trying not to make a Holden these nuts joke. Cove looked different in the bright lighting of your living room, and when he wasn't crying. With his dad standing in front of him and mommy behind you, you and Cove looked at each other. Pleased to see your new friend again, you smiled at Cove. He smiled back with some hesitation. You twisted the threaded bracelet on your wrist. You twist the crystal bead bracelet on your wrist. You twisted the flower bead bracelet or the shell bracelet. I'm gonna say threaded bracelet. I was never good at making those like friendship bracelets that you do like the embroidery floss with. But my friends would make those for me and I'd wear them. And when I say my friends, I mean like literally my college friends would make them and I would wear them. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that one. Let's go play in my room.
Okay.
He said yeah. He's already yes dearing me. Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids.
See you.
See you later, son. Play nice. Who is that jester penguin in the background? And I need him so bad. Okay, this is looking like a little crafty room. I see some painting over there, something else. I don't know. This looks good. I would definitely I definitely fear falling off of the bed though. I can't remember when the last time I had a twin bed was. I must have been really little. You let him, well actually, I'm a liar. I obviously had a twin bed in college for 2 years. And then when I became an RA, which is a resident assistant, I got a single dorm room to myself, so I got to push the 2 beds together and make one giant king bed, which was my first time having a king bed, and that was very nice. You led him to your room, puffing out your chest and and you know, showing off all my magnificent things. I'm like, look at this, puffing out your chest a little bit at the sight of your treasures. Baller move, 100%. There were lots of stuffed animals, a cool bed, a window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to show it to in a while, but you're really proud of it. I mean, look at my lovely decor, like, paintings that I probably made. Like, Picasso. He leaned in a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. Do you like it? I like this. Alright, you know what? I fuck with this kid. He likes my art, that's all I need. I'm a very simple person. Thank you. I drew that. That's probably what I would say. I'd be like, I made that. Cool. You smiled at him. You were proud of that particular piece of art, and you were glad he noticed it. He turned to look around the room a little more, studying the books on your desk and the pictures on the walls. You started to feel a bit nervous. You felt the atmosphere was kind of awkward. You were glad for the company. You hoped he liked your room. Listen, I probably would have been stress cleaning right before it, so I'd have been like, do you think it's clean enough? You hoped he liked your room. You had put a lot of effort into making your room as nice as it was. You hoped he didn't say anything bad about it. Then his eyes landed on the tiny box of beach things you collected, tucked away by your door. Ooh, I would love picking up like shells, sea glass, rocks. He took a step towards it before hesitating and pointing at it instead. What's that? A hoard of stuff I found at the beach.
Oh.
Do you have any... Oh god, what was that? You have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it. I think so. Yeah, see? You gestured to a piece at the bottom, still covered with specks of sand.
Neat.
Neat. This is a good collection. You got the sense from the tone of his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice, or to be like Shiloh. He actually meant it. Who's Shiloh and why do I need to hate them? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Shiloh is gonna be here today. Is Shiloh my hater friend, or like, what's up? Shiloh? Lizzie's friend. Oh, the older sister friend. Understandable that they're a hater. I feel like that's built in with the territory. Lizzie's friend, or like her #1 fan, I guess? Do I have to see him? It should be okay. I mean, he's Lizzie's friend. Not mine, but, you know. Come on, let's check out my shell some more. I found this one under a big piece of seaweed that had washed ashore, and... You pulled out seashell after seashell, explaining where you'd gotten each one and holding them up against the light. There were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. Most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Over the past few years, you've even learned some of their scientific names. No, absolutely not. Would not do that. The collection was so huge and varied that you had lots of funny stories to tell for all of them. Yeah, probably that one. Apparently fascinated, either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Cove listened with what looked like the full force of his attention. Okay, so he can listen. No, these are all positive traits being noted. Like when you almost got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after watching him scuttle back into the ocean, you found another empty shell that was almost a twin to his home. It was a new experience to be the center of such dedicated focus. But Cove hadn't been mean to you, so you didn't mind. You smiled at him every now and then while showing him your collection. Kids, come down to the living room. You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you much of a chance to hang out. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. You guessed it was because he thinks you found each other by accident, not that a parent made it happen. Mr. Holden must be right that telling Cove his dad was part of that would be a bad idea. I mean, I think anybody would take it that way. Like, Like, you're only talking to me because my dad paid you 20 bucks. Like, yeah, that's true, but, you know, that could also lead to a natural friendship. Like, if I didn't take that 20 bucks, wow, you know, we wouldn't have been friends. Isn't that so funny? We'll laugh at this later down the line. Before you knew it, you'd both been escorted downstairs and deposited in the living room, ready for Shiloh's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I brought the box of shells. I want to keep looking at them. Okay, but be careful. I will. You weren't sure if you could trust someone else with your treasures yet, but you stayed with him while he opened the lid and peered inside. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh. Like he hadn't spoken out loud yet, he turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one is the best of them. That's my favorite too. I like a different one best. I can show it to you. Should I be nice? Should I let him have it? Or should... I mean, like, which one did he say? It was like a orange one? A big orange one? I don't really like orange that much, so I would allow it if that is true. If that was that one. Is there oh, there is a log. Let me check this. Thank God. If your game has a log, I love you. Because my peanut brain was like, what did that say? I don't know. He pulled out a big orange shell. Yeah, I'm not like a fan of orange, so you can have it. If you'll be my friend. You can take it. Cove looked at you in surprise, his eyes going wide. Really? Sure, you like it a lot, right? Uh-huh, but I don't want to take it from you. It's okay. You got the impression he was hesitant to accept something because he didn't know you very well. Should we insist or let it go? Because I don't want him to feel pressured to take it, but I still don't want to be like, just kidding, I was just offering to be nice. Like, no, I meant it. I also need chapstick. Y'all mind if I just put on some chapstick real quick? My dry all lips are begging for mercy. I'm gonna insist. Sorry, I just had to finish putting on my chapstick. No, it's okay for you. You pushed the shell against Cove's chest, willing him to receive the present, but Cove firmly shook his head and kept his arms tightly at his sides. It was a battle you couldn't win, at least not today. Cove was your neighbor now. Maybe you could give it to him another time. I was gonna say, I will remember this. Don't worry, this shell will be in your hands faster than you could say shell. The two of you were still sitting on the floor looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Fucking Shiloh taking 8 years. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, you figured it was probably Shiloh. Yo, James, thank you so much for the follow. You're the GOAT. Thank you. Enjoy your time in your free emotes. What are the free ones that we have? I swear to God, if it's MUM, I'm gonna sob. I forget. I think I did make MUM free so you guys couldn't use it in other people's chats because it's cursed. Wait, did I finish reading that other thing before I went on? God damn it! Of course you guys would spam it. Since that person hadn't knocked, you figured it was probably Shiloh. He knew where to look for that. Okay. Lizzie's friend. You nodded, but that didn't seem to make Cove feel better. It was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. You'll be alright. He's here. We can't tell him to leave. I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure, Robin. And I know I should know the answer to that, but you can use it in other chats? I thought they said you couldn't use free ones in other chats, which I think is dumb personally, but whole chat screen UM, let's go. Oh my gosh. I love when my chats are menaces. You'll be alright. We can't tell him to leave, bruh. That'd be rude, and my mom's would be mad. He's at our only door, and if you and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, and finally paused with his gaze locked onto the back of the house. He's like, I could just run. He's thinking about it, you could tell. Well, I'm subbed so I can and will. He wants to see the world. God, I love Phoenix Wright. I really need to get back. We're playing, we finished the first game and we're on the second game of the OG trilogy. But it's Love Month, so it's been on the back burner since before that. So it's even further on the back burner, but I need to get back to it because I miss Miles Edgeworth, bro. Like, I need his 5-second cameo so bad. I need it. I can go out the window. He was already walking towards it. No, Cove, don't go out the window. Scrambling to think of something to say, you stepped forward, then paused. Do you want to break your other arm? Shiloh is the least scary person alive. Cheer up, Shiloh's gonna like you. Please don't get hurt. I'll come with you. Good idea, let's go. Miles is my fave. See, based. We love him in this house. No slander. There's like multiple things I want to pick here. Good idea, let's go. I think I want to pick that one because I don't know why that's cracking me up. Hurry, they'll see what where we're going. He glanced back at you, then nodded. The two of you made your way to the window together. Ain't no way we actually went through the window. I don't know why I was just expecting to get caught. We are so gonna get our asses beat when our parents realize we're gone. It wasn't much of a distance to clamber out, but by the time you landed gently in the bushes, you looked up to see that Cove was already taking off away from the house. He was fast, but you knew you could outrun him if you had to. He was not that fast. You knew you could outrun him if you had to. He's not that fast, but neither were you. At that speed, you weren't sure if you could go fast enough to reach him. See, I'll go with he was not fast, but neither am I. I think it's funny if we're both just running in slow-mo. In fact, the only way that sound effect could have been better was if it was the Miles objection. See, or alternative idea, I have the Phoenix objection and then the Miles Eureka. Eureka! So that way you guys in chat could do calls and responses to each other. Wait, I should do that. Y'all, I can't wait to be able to play the Miles Edgeworth investigation games on stream. That'll be epic. I'm waiting for the day those games go on a good enough sale that I can afford it. Cove, I'm coming! Wait for me! You ran as fast as your legs could take you, grass whipping around your ankles as you did so. Cautiously, Cove slowed to a halt and looked back at you. Where are you going? I don't know. Somewhere else. I just don't want to see. Luna! Oh, hey. You mean Shiloh? That guy right there? Do we get to see our sister too? That I'm curious about. You looked back and saw Shiloh huffing down the hill after you, the backpack he clutched bouncing all around along the way. What are you doing? Can I come? Are you young or old? I don't know. He must have seen you leaving out the window and followed behind.
Hi.
Oh, wait, I thought Lizzie was my bigger sister.
Oh, hi. Are you Cove?
Yeah.
The sigh said everything. That yeah said everything it needed to say.
I'm Shiloh. Okay. Yep. Are we going back, or are we going to play outside?
Shiloh's eyes moved between you and Cove. The smile remained strong on his face. It got a tiny frown from Cove in response. You were just grateful he hadn't asked why you had been running away.
Inside. We left the box on the floor.
Right, my shells and stuff. We have to make sure they're okay.
Okay.
With Shiloh trailing behind, you and Cove headed back toward the house. Like, I thought this wasn't even my friend. Why are we hanging out together? The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach thing some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else, especially if Cove was having fun. Hey, check out this scallop shell I found. Cool, right?
It's a pretty color. Kinda like my cast.
The beautiful glittering pink did look a bit like the wrap around his arm.
Pink is a nice color.
Okay. Cove does not fuck with Shiloh.
Oh?
Is it your favorite?
Not really. Baby Cove is how we all felt when popped out of the womb into this cruel world. Like, sigh, I'm here, I guess. No, literally. Like, you know what? Maybe he's based as fuck.
What is? Maybe green or blue. Might be yellow. Oh, those are all cool.
I guess.
I like those colors too. There are better colors. Not sure how to deal with not sure how to deal with the suddenly more awkward silence. You look back at your shells. I like pink, and you didn't name pink, so I'm gonna say they're better colors.
Says you.
You poked your tongue out at Cove, trying not to laugh when he did the same thing in retaliation. Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiloh to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiloh didn't seem to know what to do with himself. Where's Lizzie, bro? And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you, but he wasn't that much like you either.
Is Lizzie coming back?
Don't know.
Aw. Where'd she go?
I think she's at the beach, probably.
Is she playing at her park?
Cove's eyes lit up at the mention of the park, and he looks towards you.
There's a park?
Yeah, but it's old.
Can you show me? I wanna go.
He started getting up before you had even answered, and Shiloh jumped up beside him in excitement.
Really? You do? You do too, right, Luna? The park is fun.
The park is pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right at the beach. There's lots of fun stuff to do, and lots of sand.
It has a jungle gym and a bunch of swings.
That sounds like it could be cool. So are we gonna find Lizzie? I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just wanted to check the park out.
Adrift without any direction, Shiloh finally turned to you. I just realized it's a narration told in second person. It is, which I feel like most dating sims usually are. I think. I'm like trying to remember the past few ones we played. I'm like, what's happened? I would say we did Hooked on You, which had like quirky narrator, and then we played Monster Prom 1 and 2, which had like actual narrator that was a person we found out. Meta-ly, I guess. Yo, with the hydrate or dihydrate and posture tag, I do need a Dwinkie. Let me have my water. Hydrate. I would say I still have some ice in here, so it's actually not room temperature for once. And let me properly sit. I'm not shrimped right now, but my legs are curled up like pretzels. And if you don't know, I have a very bad habit of like, I can only sit comfortably like crisscross or like one leg under me. I don't know why. I don't like sitting in chairs other ways. Hold on, let me have a sippy. I love water, you guys. Drink water. For dating sims, yeah. But nice getting trapped by the auto mod, Kira. For dating sims, yeah, but this isn't a dating sim. It's more personal than that. That is true. I guess it's just so people, I don't know, feel more like it's talking to them, I suppose. That's the only thing I can think of. Okay. He perked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. I would say this is a democracy and I got outnumbered. After getting permission from your moms, the three of you were ready to head out. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had convinced your moms that it was so short she should be allowed to walk there by herself. I wonder how old she is compared to me. When you found her, she was hanging on the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey, Lizzie! Her eyes lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide. Oh gosh, what voice should I give you? Generic girl voice number... I'll allow you. Now I have the term permitted, you're gay. It is true. It is true. I also unshrimped myself. Hashtag solidarity. Thank you so much for unshrimping with me. Make sure to unshrimp and unpretzel yourself, you guys. I didn't realize how much freckles Shiloh had. You didn't realize? Yeah, he's the freckle boy.
Luna, Shiloh. Hi.
She dropped to the ground and landed with a soft thud in the sand. In a split second, Shiloh had abandoned you two and scrambled over to stand by her. I mean, good riddance, bro. Not that I don't like Shiloh, but like, you know. I've already picked my one friend and I only need the one. No, I'm kidding. You were used to being left out when it was just the three of you, but now Cove was here. Yippee! You wondered if he would leave too. Aw, I love her dress. Wait, that's cute as fuck.
Who's that? It's Cove. He's new. Hi. Hi.
I don't know why I'm saying hi to her. She's my sister.
I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody ever comes to play here, so this is where we get together.
She gestured wildly with her arms as if to present the area to the newcomer. Without interrupting Lizzie's speech, Cove whispered in your ear, quiet enough that the others wouldn't hear. Ooh, I got the secrets? Do you not say hi to your older sister? I mean, listen, I say hi to her, but like... not in a way that it seems like we just met. I had stream on my second monitor. The colors on it made the freckles invisible until I moved it to my main monitor. Oh, odd. Your monitor's working against you. Yeah, no, I actually don't say hi to my sister. I see her and I just stand ominously in her doorway like a creature. Like a sleep paralysis demon.
I thought kids couldn't own places like parks or hills.
Fuck you. Listen, I never said I agreed with her. You can't help but laugh a tiny bit. While Lizzie continued talking, you took the chance to kick off your shoes and wriggle your toes in the warm sand.
Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes up with the ideas. You are? Uh-huh. Yeah, I am. Who else could handle the job? Lizzie's the oldest. By a lot. My mom said you're Luna's age.
Yeah.
Thought so. I'm still the only one in this group with double digits.
Okay, so she's at least 10.
What about other kids? Other kids? There aren't any. We're the only kids here, and Shiloh is just visiting from another place. Not even tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of ancients. Be careful that the oldies don't try to steal your youth.
Oh.
I can tell she's either gonna be mean when we get older or like just really sassy. Yo, thank you. Why are her eyes so sassy though? I was telling you, I was like, she's got sass. How many people live in this town? Why are there only 3 kids? I'm assuming a lot of old people live here. You know they love warm weather for their old, fragile bones. I would say it's like, you know, all the old people, like, they want to move to Florida because it's warm. I'm assuming wherever this is the same.
Oh.
For a second, it looks like he might cry again. But something in his eyes shifted and he looked back at Lizzie.
What kind of old people? Like moms and dads or grandparents? Grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids. Why? We haven't done anything.
Only some of them don't like kids. Stop saying stuff like that. You're gonna upset him. Yeah, they're really bad. Listen, only some of them don't like kids. California. I don't think I could ever... I don't even think I could be paid to move to California. Like, blazing hot and packed as a mofo. I mean, obviously, it's probably better if you don't live in, like, the main areas, like, for, like, packedness, but I don't know, like, is there any unpacked areas of Cali? I don't know. Let me know, because I don't know. You interjected quickly, hoping Lizzie wouldn't take things too far. Cove sniffled, his forehead creasing with worry. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. He didn't seem to care that she was there. He went into his own head. Shiloh was the next one to speak, completely unaware of the situation.
I met Lizzie and Luna in school. You'll see tons of kids there once summer is over. I don't want to go to a new school. I don't want summer to end.
Shiloh looked down at the dirt. He hadn't had much luck striking up conversations with Cove. So you guys just aren't built like me. It's not hot everywhere. I wish it was warm. My bones are feeling a bit cold. See, I like the cold more. I can't handle heat. Like, bro, even like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, like, that's too hot for me. 75 is even pushing it. Like, if it's 75, I gotta have that cold breeze. 100%. There are unpacked areas. Fair. We've got like 3 feet of snow and we're only getting more this weekend. I think you should move down a little bit. We didn't get that much snow here. Come live here. But like, it's also rainy in the UK. I don't want it to be rainy. Isn't it? Isn't it always like raining?
I like summer vacation a lot too.
All the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. At Shiloh's discomfort, at how weird she thought Cove was, at something else entirely, you didn't really know. But she laughed, face scrunching up.
Okay. Welcome to Sunset Bird Cove.
Oh, sorry. That made it sound like it was a place.
Welcome to Sunset Bird Cove. Take a seat, put up your feet, and get used to it.
You offered him a small smile, and that, at least, looked to reassure him some. I mean, the park doesn't look that bad. It doesn't even look like that old and shit. For the rest of the summer, Cove was always there. You saw him more often than Shiloh, and on some days, when she was in a bad mood or busy, you even saw him more than Lizzie. He became a staple of your everyday life, the way sun and lunch and the beach were. During your first summer together, you really liked Cove. He was a fun person to play with, and he seemed to like playing with you too. Of course, that was only the start of things. You know what? It's because this is giving me like Destiny Islands from Kingdom Hearts. That's why I'm like getting. I'm like, why do I feel like nostalgic? And I'm like, because you're thinking of Destiny Islands. Not in the summer. My significant other is from California. We both prefer colder weather to warm. I just like can't, bro. I'm like, my body runs hot, and so I'm like, if I get any more hot on top of that, I'm like, dies cutely. The rain is exaggerated strongly. How often do you say it would rain? You're gonna come move into my room. Good luck, Pookie. Even with all my shit in here, I can barely fit anything else. But you're always down to try. Oh fuck, I just looked outside and realized how much snow has fallen already. Is it snowing for you guys too? Well, I mean, I say too like it's snowing here. It is not snowing here to my knowledge. I can't see any snow, so I doubt it. It's like a white quilt so soft and fluffy. Go lay in it. This is very poetic. Listen, he was just thinking of Doki Doki Literature Club that we were playing a few days ago. Of course, that was only the start of things. Ooh, what is all this? Moment select. Ooh, okay. Oh, we're missing out on the ghost one. Missed. Okay, should we do shopping, grown, or can we do them all? I actually don't know. Can we do them all? I do want to do shopping. Let's go shopping. In winter a lot. Oof. But spring, summer, maybe like once every few weeks. Okay, that's fair. See, I don't think I could last like an English summer though. Because like granted it doesn't get as hot there as it does in the States. Y'all's buildings are like not built for heat. Well, like summer heat, that is. And the fact that you guys don't have screens on your windows, so like you can't even open your windows without eating bugs. It sounds like a fucking nightmare. Curled up my ass would freeze out there. Haha. I hate the cold with a passion. Sorry, I didn't mean to be preying on your downfall. Come back before it gets dark, alright, sport? The familiar voice drifts across the street and drew your attention away from the snail you've been watching inch slowly across the pavement. Cove waited in front of his dad, pushing his green hair back off his face from where the breeze was blowing it over his glasses. He looked to be paying oh my god, put me down. He looked to be paying only a mild amount of attention as he was being handed a few slips of green paper. He loves handing out cash, I guess. It reminded you of when you first met Mr. Holden, although he's probably not paying Cove to be friends with himself. Cove's dad seems to feel your gaze somehow, or maybe you made a noise because a second later his eyes were on you. He waved you over with a smile. He looked happy to see you, but you still felt a little weird for getting caught. You've got to learn how to be more sneaky. You brushed your hands together to free them from sand, then jogged over to join the two, smiling at Cove first, then his dad.
Luna!
Hi!
How's it going?
Sorry, I didn't even say the high part. You could just assume that he actually did the really high-pitched hi there, and that wasn't me at all, trust. Good to see you again. What excitement are you up to today, Luna? Taking a walk. I found a pretty cool snail across the road. There's a lot of snails around here. Do you want to have a snail race? We race the snails, obviously. Mr. Holden grinned at you kindly. After you finished answering the question, Mr. Holden's attention returned to Cove, who was preoccupied with folding the bills he had into a tiny rectangle. Sounds fun. You know, Cove was about to hit the stores by the beach. Why don't you go with him? You gave a ready nod, turning to squint in the direction of the stores you could see, you could see the goods they had to offer all the way from where you were stood. Do we have really good eyesight or something? Because what do you mean we could see the stores? Like, how close are the stores to where we are? Oh, is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't mind. Sure, I'm sure you guys will have loads of fun. Mr. Holden reaches into his pocket and pulled out a leather wallet filled with money. You found it odd, since your moms only ever seem to have cards on them. Here. He leaned in to pass a crisp 10 to Cove, giving him a wink and a whisper. Get something for your friend, too. Aw, that's nice. Sure.
Good kid.
That's my boy. Cove's dad ruffled his son's hair as he was straightening back up, the bill in his hand still held out towards the green-haired boy. Take care. Cove accepted the bill after a second and slipped it into his pocket. Then, with one last nod to his dad, he turned and started walking. You followed after him, intrigued at the possibilities this outing might bring. This isn't the store. This is a beach. There aren't as many bugs here, though. That's fair. I like the rain, so I might be able to do a more rainy area, but heat and humidity is my downfall. See, that's the problem. I feel like there would be a lot of humidity, and I die. But don't you guys still have rabid bats? I'm sorry, is there rabid bats in the UK? Yo, stretch my muscles. Ooh, stretch on the beach. I encourage you guys to also give a stretch because you probably haven't moved either. Cove strayed towards the gentle tide creeping up the sand, and you fell into place beside him. It was a nice day. The sun was shining, and there weren't many clouds in the sky, though the wind coming off the ocean kept it from being too hot. You took a deep breath, enjoying the scent of salt and ocean air. When you looked at Cove, he was dragging his feet through the sand a little, and you slowed down to wait for him. His eyes searched the ground intently. Are you looking for snails? I'm assuming he's looking for shells, bro. Are you looking for shells? What is it? You didn't feel the need to ask why. You looking for shells? Cove startled at the sound of your voice and mumbled a sort of.
If you see any, you can let me know.
You can manage that. You dropped your view to the sand, walking carefully so you didn't step on any. God, the idea of accidentally stepping on a shell and just like cutting your foot. Nightmare. You were good at finding shells. You had a lot of them at home and always found new ones whenever you visited the beach. The comforting sound of the waves filled the silence with pleasant white noise, and you played a little game with yourself as you walked along, getting as close to the water as possible without getting wet. We have bats, I guess, but I've only seen them like 3 times in my life. I don't know about rabbits per se. I don't think I've ever seen a bat in real life before. For some reason, I keep imagining Cove's dad entering a polycule with your mom's. The alternate ending reel. If you don't get together with Cove, actually they get together. That would be a fun twist. California gets colder than I thought it would in winter, does it? I can't imagine it being cold, but then again, I don't live there, so I guess I would not know. It resulted in you having to run up the sand quickly when a wave rushed in more than a few times, and although Cove threw a glance your way, he didn't say a word. You didn't either. No, I'm a yapper. I will always say shit. What did you want to go to the shops for? I want to go shopping.
I need a new sand pail.
Yeah, what happened to your old one? Cove narrowed his eyes, seemingly to think deeply for a second.
Whoa, it disappeared.
What, really? Cove ducked his head down. I think he might be capping. Lacing his fingers behind his back, it didn't seem like he was going to continue, so you nudged his arm. How did that happen?
Well,
Cove opened his mouth and shut it again, considering.
I took it to the beach one day.
Uh-huh.
When I got home, it wasn't anywhere.
You left it there?
Nope, it wasn't at the beach when I went back.
Then you lost it.
It disappeared.
So...
What about you? What do you do out here?
You know, I don't know. I like looking at fish. They don't like me, so they always swim away when if I get close, but they're pretty before that.
Cool. Starfish are fun. They aren't going anywhere even if you touch them.
A small laugh escaped you. That's true. We're finally shopping, you guys. That's true. Nature's Legos. Wait, that's I love that. Seashells, nature's Legos. Razor clams. Ooh, I've actually gone clamming before. I have like a distinct memory of like going to the beach with like my dad's friend or something like that, or work friend or something. And we got to like dig out the clams. So I think it was razor clams too. They like shoot, you know, they make like a hole in the sand, you know, so they can like breathe or whatever. Oops, or whatever clams do. And you look for that hole and then you can like dig them out. And I remember that's when I saw, I think it's a horseshoe crab. I saw a horseshoe crab for the first time, and they freaked me out so bad. Even though I know now that, like, and I think I was probably told then too, that, like, they don't hurt anybody. They're just old guys living their life, but, like, they do look freaky. Guys, if you ever see a horseshoe crab and they're tipped over on their back, help them. I have multiple times in my bedroom. You know, the fact that it's happened more than once, having a bat in your room, is crazy, Robin. Baby bats are cute, that is true. Once you reached the shopping area, the noise level grew exponentially. No longer just waves and footsteps, but the chatter of people enjoying the lovely summer day, the call of birds trying to find bits of food left behind, and lots of salespeople trying to get attention. You sniffed the air as you walked beside Cove. You could still smell the ocean, but there were other scents now too. Pizza, pretzels, hot donuts. Dude, I want like a cinnamon sugar pretzel so bad. It was nice. It was not very nice. It was alright. It was nice. I don't know. I like just walking around shopping areas, even if I don't buy anything. I love picking up stuff and being like, guys, look at this. And that's it. And then being like, oh my god, this is so you. Picks up like hand towel that says some stupid phrase on it. This is so you. And then either it's something that actually is them or something that's like, you know, friendly insult, and they're like, oh, fuck you. The energy surrounding the area seems to fill you, and there was a bounce in your step as you began looking at all the familiar sights. There were so many things to do, you didn't know where to begin. You looked at Cove, hoping he was just as excited as you were. Cove was glancing from one side of the street to the other with a look in his aquamarine eyes that you couldn't quite work out. What's that? Cove pointed to a large crowd of people gathered near a few tables with large, colorful umbrellas blooming from their middles. You couldn't see past the adults who were blocking the way, but you knew there must be something worth seeing. Without another word, the two of you hurried over to see what all the commotion was about. Amazing Alexander, okay. Feast your eyes on the amazing Alexander. In the crowd, in the center of it, was a man with a tall hat and a funny green coat that held 3 long tails. There was a little table next to him with a cloth hanging over it that read "The Amazing Alexander" in glittery golden script. Listen, when they said tall hat, I was like, Dio? From Zero Escape? Not from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures? Why tell people his name if it's already on a sign? Cove hummed with understanding, then turned to walk away just as the amazing Alexander began shuffling a deck of cards. Maybe we could stay and watch? Cove glanced back at the man. He then briefly lifted his arm up off the sides before returning them to place. Please? You grinned. He's like, fine, I guess. You grinned, waving for him to follow you as you raced back to the stand in the crowd. With that, it began. The magic man pulled one card out of the deck, showing it to curious onlookers. It was a 4 of diamonds. Watch closely! You did, squeezing through a few of the adult onlookers to get a better view. Suddenly, the man snapped his fingers, and the card just disappeared. Whoa! Cove's like, mwah, mwah. The amazing Alexander, who had earned his title, turned his head and looked directly at you. He reached out with a kind smile. What's this behind your ear? Tell me! This had to be going somewhere and you needed to find out. He smelled like popcorn and candy when he stepped closer. It was great! You felt a tug, and then he pulled the 4 of diamonds out from behind your ear. What? You knew that it couldn't really have come from your ear, but you still didn't get how he'd done it. There was a light applause from the crowd, and the man gave a deep bow. This is for you. The magician plucked a pair of balloons from a clump of them tied down on his table. Both were in the shape of a dolphin instead of being a normal circle. And one for your friend, too. Thank you for being my assistant. Wow. Now you were really grateful he chose you. After that, he went to someone else in the crowd. Pick a card, any card.
My uncle does that every time he visits. Not the balloons, the stuff with the cards.
Cove spoke plainly while reaching down started reaching over to take the dolphin that had been designated for him. Maybe it wasn't so special. Cove was ruining the fun. At least you had a fun time. You wonder if Cove's whole family was magic. At least you had a fun time. You saw a magic trick and got a great balloon. That was more than enough to make it a worthwhile event. You thought that if you could find a card to practice with, maybe you could make it disappear too. The crowd started to clear some, and you noticed to the side there was a whole rack of brightly colored kaleidoscopes on display. Ooh, okay, wait. You picked up a kaleidoscope, you picked up a Rubik's Cube, you picked up a magic 8-ball, or we walked past the toys. Are we walking past the toys? I don't know. I kind of want something, but what if there's something even better? Dude, let's do magic 8-ball. What magic 8 things can we ask? Oh, these are cool. You shifted your balloon string to the other hand so you could hold it up in front of you. Then you thought of a question in your mind, shaking the ball and hearing some kind of liquid slosh around inside. Once you had given it a good shake, you held it upright, waiting for the answer to appear. Concentrate and ask again. You wrinkled your nose and set the magic 8-ball back on the rack. It wasn't the answer you were hoping for. You followed Cove around to the other side of the stall. He went under the awning, careful of his own floating dolphin, and you joined him. Did you have places like this in your old town? Are you having fun? I don't think I should mention, like, where he used to live. I feel like that's just gonna make him sad again. Are you having fun? He nodded and you smiled back at him, happy to hear it. When Cove moved towards some stalls nearby, you followed beside him. Look at the crab and the shark. Can we have one? While Cove looks at the sand pails, you were drawn to a table with colorful keychains laid out on it. They were sewn in the shape of sea creatures, and there was a plaque that read handmade. Yeah, Cap. I'm capping. I'm calling Cap. Standing proudly in front. There were lots of different types. You saw a dolphin, a shark, a crab, a turtle. Now this is game of the year. Which one should we pick? I want a shark, but also, like, the Pidgey part of my brain is like, I should pick a crab. Curse my friend Pidgey for infecting me with crabs. And I'm not talking the other kind of crabs. I'm talking about literal physical crabs. I can't escape them. Help, they're drowning me. I'm covered in crabs. They're all pinching me. Help. I love being dramatic. It's fun. I feel like, see, I'm like, I should pick shark because the shark plushie is cute. Crab, shark, crab, shark, crab. What do you guys think? Was that crab you just saying crab, or was that you voting to pick the crab? Not the freak. Oh, you guys are gonna pick crab, aren't you? I feel like. I love crabs. How many of you like to eat crabs? Alright, we'll pick the crab one. Yo, Moons, thank you for the raid! Welcome in. I hope your stream was super duper slay. We're picking plushies, and obviously I had to pick the crab plushie. Obviously. Also, I swear I can't go a stream without having to send Pidgey a picture of crabs. I'm like, look at this crab related thing in my whatchamacallit. Oh my gosh. Cookie! Sorry, Pidgey sent a video of their cat, who's this cute little calico, and her name is Cookie. Keychain plushies in this game. Okay, sorry. Me when I see my friends' favorite animals. Wait, I gots to send this. Because Icarus also really likes sharks, so. You stopped on the crab, claws raised and tiny smile on his face. I'm definitely threatening, Cove that this crab is gonna pinch him. It had big eyes and little legs. The fabric was smooth when you picked it up. You had seen a few crabs at the beach before, though they usually scuttled away before you got the chance to look at them closely. Why won't the crabs be friends with me? Yeah, crab tasty. I like eating crabs, just not while it's still in the shell. Kara, your vote is always correct. See, I don't like crab. I just like, yeah, I like crab rangoon. I don't like crab cakes, though. I like crab rangoon, though. I have a crab, shark, and turtle plushie next to me right now. Wait, so you're living the dream? You're living the dream? You have all of them? You just need to get the dolphin and you'll have the complete set? Real? Tell Pidgey we will trade Calico cat pics. 100%. You like the idea of having a crab all of your own, even if it was just a soft animal. You were instantly enamored. Checking the price though, your heart fell. $6. You didn't know much about money, but you thought that was a lot to spend on one thing. Me now. I'll keep an eye out for a dolphin. Yeah, yeah! You rarely had more than $5, more than a $5 bill to your name. Did we use that $20 already? I guess that was, I don't know, a while ago. Though that changed the day you met Cove and his dad. You still had the $20 bill Mr. Holden gave you hidden away in your room. Ah, just like me. Just always hoard your money and never spend it. It was a grand sum of money, but you couldn't spend something that was at home instead of in your pocket. Maybe you'd have to ask your moms to bring you here again one day, now that you knew what you wanted.
Is that what you want?
Huh? Oh, it's $6. I didn't bring any money.
Alright.
It's fine.
Really? 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 Cove took the keychain from your hands, and that was that. He was holding a small yellow bucket for himself, too. Your Honor, that's Riz. Like, now wait a minute. Now wait a minute. You guys, can you believe it? Preconceived notions of a game you didn't play are wrong? That's crazy. Who would have thought? Cove, gotta get us a plushie. That is my love language. And you got a yellow bucket, okay?
I was always gonna get you something. I already got the money for it.
You smile, pleased to have things work out. It was nice of Cove's dad to let Cove buy something for you too. You had to remember to thank him next time you saw him. After Cove paid, the two of you stepped out of the store side by side, your balloon dolphins knocking together and spiraling around in the air. You watched Cove hold up his new pail in his face, examining it thoroughly. Don't lose this one. Hey, Cove?
Yeah?
Your dad gives out money a lot. Why would I say that? I'm gonna say I really like this keychain. Thanks, Pooks.
Thank you. It's nice.
Cove looked further down the street where different food carts were lined up. He rested his non-cast arm over his stomach, and just as he did, yours let out a light growl. You hadn't eaten since breakfast, and after all of this wandering around, you were definitely ready for some lunch.
Let's get some food.
Yeah. You wandered around a short while, looking at all the delicacies that were available. Okay, what's in a child's budget, though? Everything looked delicious. Stop. Is this game gonna make me hungies? I'm gonna be hungry as frick. As the different smells, both sweet and salty, wafted over you, your stomach growled even louder. After passing up hot dogs, snow cones, ice cream, and pizza, you both agreed on pretzels. Yeah! Please. Yes! No, wait, I want something I want that too! I want the sweet and cinnamony. Wait, guys, the game might be listening to my brain, because did I not just say I wanted the pretzels earlier? Cove got something sweet and cinnamony, and you... I want the same. I literally said I wanted a brown sugar and cinnamon pretzel. Oh my god. You licked your licks. Oh god, I'm just so hungry that I want it so bad, bro. You licked your lips hungrily as the vendor handed your pretzel over, ready to take a big bite, bro. Bro, I need to go to Auntie Anne's immediately. Which is a pretzel place. Actually, I don't know if the mall that I live near, if it has the Auntie Anne's anymore. I think it does. Either way, I want it. They do have a Cinnabon. So, bro, meet my sister going to work tomorrow. I'm like, can you please bring me a Cinnabon, please? I'm like, can you go and get it? You're gonna be passing it anyways. I'm hungry now too. I'm sorry, we're all hungry. Your moms didn't like you to eat too much sugar, but this was a special occasion. The little cup of icing looked too delicious to pass on. I'm thinking about it in my head and I want it so bad. I really like the, they'll have like the bite ones, so it'll just be like a cup of like little mini pretzels, so they're easier to dip. You found an empty table close enough to the beach that the grit of the sand made terrible noises when you dragged the chairs out to sit down.
These balloons are gonna make it hard to eat.
Nuh-uh, not if you just tie it to the chair. Cove placed his bucket on the table as he stared at his still balled up hand. You could even tie it to the handle of the bucket. That was wrapped around the string. You opened your mouth to agree before an idea hit you. I know. After carefully placing your pretzel somewhere it wouldn't get sandy, you tugged the balloon dolphin out of Cove's hand and tied it in a delicate bow around his wrist.
Oh.
That is also an idea. I did not even think about that. God, in-game me so much smarter. Cove bounced his arm up and down in place, testing the stability of your knot. After watching his balloon jostle around but remained attached, he smiled satisfied. Listen, I was definitely a Boy Scout. That's not true. I'm capping. Can you do it for me? He repeated the ritual. Cove struggled somewhat with the cast restricting his fingers on one hand and a string already tangled around the other.
Okay.
Got it. The two of you spent a moment admiring your handiwork, both hands now free to allow easy munching on your pretzels. You bit into the doughy treat, savoring the taste on your tongue with a smile as you look out over the ocean. After a time, you finished your pretzel. You were done before Cove. It wasn't boring not to have anything to do. You pulled on the string of your balloon to bring it down to your level. Then you held the dolphin in your hands, manipulating it to make it look like it was jumping through the air. If you turn your face toward the beach, it almost looked like it was swimming in the waves like a real dolphin. See, I'd get sad when the balloon deflated though. I don't know why. I get sad when balloons deflate. I'm like, no, you're dead. A laugh came from your side. When you glanced back at Cove, he had left the remaining part of his pretzel in the wrapper and he was gripping his dolphin too. Mine's name is Merryweather. He's the Prince of Dolphins. Mine's name is Splash. They star in movies. Mine's name is Cherry. She's actually an alien. Mine's name is Sam. They're just regular dolphin. My dolphin is definitely an alien. When no one's looking, she transforms into her true alien self. She has purple skin and 10 eyes. You sighed, wishing you could meet a real-life alien. What's yours? Cove considered this question, placing the balloon against the table and resting his free arm across it in contemplation.
It's...
With a loud pop, the dolphin exploded into ribbons. Oh no. For a second, all Cove did was gape in shock like you. Then his cheeks puffed up, squinting his eyes, and you saw tears start to glisten.
Luna, it...
Aww. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna give you my balloon, mostly because I feel like it'd be a pain in the ass to untie it. But listen, we can get you a new one. Maybe the amazing Alexander is still there. I'm sure he'll give you another one if we tell him what happened. After a long second, Cove gave a tiny nod of his head. Take my hand, Ocean Man. You took a hold of Cove's hand, and he brought his gaze back down and gripped yours in turn. Let's go! The two of you wandered up and down the street, but you saw no sign of the amazing Alexander. Finally, you were forced to give up. Still, it seemed to lift Cove's spirits, and that was good. We grabbed his bucket, right? Before we walked away, like that was implied. The passing of Cove's balloon was the last major event of your adventure. In the end, the two of you headed back late that afternoon. You separated on the beach, and while Cove went straight home with his brand new sand pail in hand, you decided to wait for a while. Sit. You watched the waves and the sunset, fiddling with your new keychain. Another summer day was drawing to a close. It had been a good one, except for the sad final note. See, unlike everybody else, I'm going through all of these. 100%. Alright. I don't know how many I'm gonna do today. I think I might do this one and maybe one more. One sweltering summer day, you were in your living room with Cove, listening to the sounds of the birds chattering outside the window while you lay across the rug on the floor. Cove's dad had dropped him off earlier, and your moms had left the two of you along with Lizzie to play amongst yourselves. It had been too hot to go outside in the afternoon, at least according to Mommy, so your sister was starting to get impatient waiting for her golf class that evening. You have golf class? What are you, 50? Sorry, not to be a hater, but I mean, you gotta hate on your siblings just a little bit. Not always, but just a little bit. The three of you had trouble finding something fun to do. The beach and the playground were off limits, and you felt that it was too warm for anything like playing with your fuzzy animal toys. Then suddenly, a light came to Lizzie's big brown eyes, and her smile spread wide across her face. Having an idea gave her a new wave of energy. Of course.
Since we're stuck inside, we should be adults. They don't play outdoors anyways. They're always inside telling everybody they're too busy to play.
Why?
He's like, why though?
Duh. I said why. It'll be fun, duh. What do they do inside that we don't? Besides use the phone a lot.
Excluding a small huff, Lizzie decides to ignore Cove.
What do
She
you
said,
think?
ciao anyways.
Luna, what do you think? Do you want to?
I want to do whatever Cove wants to do, to be honest with you. Mostly, in an actual scenario, though, I would not want to go outside, bro. I mean, would I even want to do anything? Like, how hot is it? Probably real scorcher. I don't know.
Please, Luna? When have I ever had a bad idea?
Whenever we play with you.
I wasn't asking you.
I'll try it, but that sounds boring.
It's not gonna be, I guarantee.
Lizzie seems more determined than ever, and you could only sigh. Satisfied that neither of you were about to bail on her, Lizzie thought over her options while you watched. Honestly, that is me. Like, I'd be so indecisive because, like, I wouldn't want to say no, but I wouldn't want to say yes either. I'd be like, you know, left or right, you're the driver. Lizzie thought over her options while you watched. After a few seconds, she clapped her hands together and beamed, apparently having settled on something without asking either of you. Okay, what are we doing?
Okay, I'm gonna be a professional golfer. Luna, you and Cove can be a beach volleyball player, a gymnast, or a tennis player.
Why can't we pick anything we want?
Because I have a fun idea, that's why.
And we have to play sports as adults?
Yep,
But there are other kinds of sports too.
right? It isn't the same. What do you think, Luna? Don't those choices sound super cool? You wanna be that, huh?
I kind of like those. It really doesn't. Haha, it sounds like a blast. Isn't there anything else we can be? You nodded. Maybe not. I'd be like, is there anything else? Lizzie stomped a foot on the ground.
Nope, come on, just decide already.
Yes, dear. Knowing Lizzie wouldn't let this go anytime soon, he sighed. Cove was not impressed with Lizzie's attitude. Though he didn't bother talking more about it for now. You thought over the list of possibilities. Beach, volleyball, gymnastics, or tennis. I'm actually dog shit at volleyball, but out of all of them, you prefer to play... Out of all of these, I'm probably gonna go with tennis. Because... Not impressed with Lily's attitude. No, it was a slip. I'd probably go with tennis because I do like badminton. Not that I know the rules to either tennis or badminton, but in high school when I was forced to do gym class, me and my friends we would enjoy smacking around the shuttlecock. So I'm gonna go tennis because that's most like badminton. If they had bocce on here, bro, me and my boys, when we were forced to go outside for gym class, we fucked up some bocce. You could call it a cock instead of a birdie. I played badminton for my school. Were you good? Were you good, or was it like a cash thing? You remembered Mommy had a couple of old tennis rackets lying around somewhere, but you forgot where you'd last seen them. You could check the attic for them, although Lizzie probably wouldn't let you run off and do that now that she had you here. Yes, that was clearly the top option. Okay, I'm gonna be a tennis player.
All right. How about you, Cove?
I pick volleyball.
I should have known. Okay, Luna. You're a famous tennis player, and Cove, you're on a popular beach volleyball team, and...
Lizzie's ponytail bobbed when she proudly stretched her arms wide. I know she's gonna be serving when she's older. Like, she's already serving more than me and Cove. And she's a child. Like, her style's unmatched. Like, I can't lie. Like, the high pony, she's slaying. She really is. Lizzie's ponytail bobbed while she proudly stretched her arms wide.
We're Olympic athletes who just competed in the Olympics.
Cove didn't seem all that impressed with the announcement. He made a face and adjusted the glasses on his nose.
That's really specific. Rude. Yeah, that's what makes it fun. Anyway.
Lizzie marched back and forth in front of the both of you, getting lost in her own imagination.
I won all gold medals, and people were calling me the next Mickey Wright.
I don't even know who that is, I'm sorry. Who's that? We're hive-minded. Lizzie stopped on the spot and turned on him, her brown eyes shining with impatience.
It doesn't matter if you know who he is. It's a golf thing. You guys won medals too. Cove, your team was bronze, and Luna, you barely missed out on gold and got silver. It's more real if we're not all first place.
So why do you get first place? Silver sucks. I don't want silver. I'm okay with that. Hey, we can do better than silver. Silver's not bad. Nice. You stayed silent. You know, to be honest, what should I say? Silver's not bad. I'll take it. Bro, I'll take second place. It may not be first place, but you knew that silver medals were still really good to get at the Olympics.
But it isn't gold. Sorry. Lots of people lose at the Olympics. Them's the breaks.
Then you're the only one who did, not me. Lizzie looked taken aback by Cove's declaration, as though the thought of her losing was completely absurd.
No way! It wouldn't make sense. I'm already practicing my golf game.
She took a golfing stance to make her point, pretending to swing her club and hit an invisible ball.
So what kind of house do you want to live in?
Cove hadn't changed his mind about winning, but thinking about where he'd live as an adult appealed to him, apparently, because he looked back at Lizzie with some of the anger fading. I'm going to live on the beach. I got into regionals, but like I didn't try very hard, so I didn't go any further. That's fair. But it's fun. See, I would only play it like casually. Do we think that she's gonna do well in golf? Honestly, I don't know. I feel like it's a 50-50 if she would be good at it or not.
Lizzie made a face at him, poking out her tongue. That's kind of boring. We already have that. No, not like the normal houses here on the street. On it. Right on the sand by the water.
Just like that, all the tension was back. You hadn't even had a chance to choose where you would want to live.
That's not very fun or smart, Cove. You can't live on a bunch of sand and shells. But I want to, and I will.
Period. Cove narrowed his eyes at Lizzie, even though she stood half a head taller than him. Yeah, don't let her back you into a corner. It's your house, it's your future, you can make those decisions. Live on the beach. And I don't know if he means like a house on the beach, or if he's gonna like, you know, throw a towel down, lay right there on the sand, you know? Whatever he wants to do, it's his life. Not gonna lie, I'm enemies to lovers, these two. Listen, maybe if you don't date him and Lizzie date. Would that be crazy? Listen, I can't let my sister win. Unfortunately, he's mine whether I want him or not. Nobody else can have him. That sounds like a fucking yandere thing. It's not.
You didn't give out a list of things to pick from this time, so I'm picking that. Why are we even playing pretend if we can't imagine anything? Jeez, well, I'm gonna live in a mansion far away from here, and far away from you. One with an indoor pool and a place to practice my award-winning golfing.
It's not fair.
Bro definitely gave a little stomp of his light-up Skechers.
How come you were yelling about mine when your idea is even more impossible?
Lizzie's face flushed red, her hands balling into fists at her side.
It's not impossible. It's better than yours.
Disagreements always seem to crop up when the two of them were together. You felt like you were just stuck in the middle. But when it came to the topic at hand, this time you thought, listen, Lizzie, I think you should let bro have whatever he wants. Spite date, real. Listen, so far it's not spiteful. Our relationship as of right now has been good. So like, you know, if it continues going good, you know, I could see it being less spite dating and more, I think, actual dating. Okay, you prefer mansion. Being on the beach is cooler. You wanted to agree with Lizzie. Cove was right. You were tired of deciding between either of them. I mean, I don't know. Being on the beach was cooler. You could have a mansion on the beach.
Who wouldn't want to live on the beach? It'd be really great. You could have windows made from driftwood and seashell wind chimes.
He smiled slightly over the agreement, then turned to Lizzie with bolstered confidence.
You can swim whenever you want if you live on the beach. You can still swim anytime you want from where we live now. Being a little closer doesn't mean anything. Says you.
The two of them scowled at each other. Oh my god. Just start throwing punches.
You're being so unreasonable. You...
Hey, stop blushing.
I don't get what you want. This game doesn't make sense.
Ugh.
It does. You have to be realistic. I said that. But you're not.
You have no idea what to do to make them stop at this point. It seemed like the two of them would just keep working each other up as long as they could. Nothing you said so far had kept them from being mad. Thankfully, like a greeting card angel, Mom walked into the room. Thank God! Mom, save me! Lizzie rushed over, hanging on the hem of her shirt and poking her tongue at Cove. She's gonna be like, Cove is being mean to me, and I'll be like, Cap, bro. You're just being bossy.
Lizzie, Luna, it's time to get ready to go.
You alright with that?
Sorry you have to leave already, Cove. Their mommy said she'll walk you home so you won't get left behind in the cold.
Cove was still glaring at Lizzie, his face flushed red with anger.
I can go by myself. But...
Bye.
Bye, Luna. Bye, Cove!
There was still a harsh edge to the brief farewell, but you knew it wasn't you he was mad at. Without giving Mom a chance to stop him, Cove stood up and stalked out of the room, shoulders drawn tight.
Huh?
Okay.
Worried, Mom turned to look down at you and Lizzie.
You two were playing nice with our new friend, weren't you?
Dude, I'm telling the truth, the fuck? I'm a snitch. We were playing pretend and things got intense. They were like cats and dogs. Your sister's jaw dropped, looking betrayed, as Mom put both hands on her hips.
Elizabeth! I told you to be kind to him. He's having a hard time right now.
Listen, I'm not gonna let her be mean to my friend, bro, who's like my mom said, he's going through a tough time right now. His parents are getting a divorce, Lizzie. Okay, don't be mean to him. Lizzie's mouth closed back up, replaced by a tiny frown.
I know. I tried, but he was...
That's enough.
No buts. We both know you can show someone a great time when you put your mind to it. You're going to apologize to Cove and his dad over the phone when he gets home from work tonight.
Lizzie hung her head, dragging a foot across the ground in front of her.
Okay, Mom. Good girl.
You caught pieces of Lizzie sulking to herself, but how was it his fault? About how it was his fault too, but it was over.
All right, we better get a move on.
Let's go.
Let's go, kids. Nolani, where did you leave the car keys?
We got the family sedan over here. Mom hustled you all out the door, and you noticed during the car ride to golf practice that Lizzie was quieter than usual. She was usually the first one to request which music to listen to in the car, but she didn't say anything. Your parents noticed she wasn't in the mood to be bothered. They gave her space, and Mommy just asked what you'd like to listen to. And I said, hey, yo, put on, what song do we want to listen to, you guys? You picked your favorite song, and always made the car ride more fun. You chose a soundtrack to a cool movie you saw a couple months ago. You chose a song you knew Lizzie liked. Maybe that would cheer her up. Okay, I feel bad. I feel bad about betraying her, so I'm gonna play one of the songs that she likes. So hopefully, you know, we're good. Armageddon, real. You were happy to see it brightened her up right away, and she started singing along with you. Soon enough, her bad mood was a thing of the past. Ooh, okay. Is this the golf spot? I would say this looks nicer than some golf courses I've seen. They are the best parents. I stand the moms. Honestly, real. The underrated faves, I think. No, Lizzie started it. Listen, when you got like, you know, when you got sisters, you just gotta do the little things, because God forbid I wanted to drag that out any more than we already had, you know? I'm like, I'm not doing this, bro. I'm not sitting here and having this argument with you. So I'm like, let's just make up and hope for the best. When the car ride was over, you spent the twilight hour watching Lizzie hit things with other girls her age. You didn't know much about golf, but you could tell that she really liked it, so you sat with your moms and tried to puzzle it out. It was nice sitting outside after being cooped up in the house all day, and you stretch out your legs to let the last few minutes of the sun warm your skin. When the sun was finally out of sight, dipping behind the horizon, you all got ready to leave. Instead of going straight home, your moms took you out for dinner. Wahoo! You went to a restaurant you had all been going to ever since you could remember. The whole afternoon had been a bunch of shouting. You hadn't been able to stop, but you could kind of tell that all this helped Lizzie be less angry. Like, imagine we went to dinner and we were still mad at each other. Oh my god, bro. I just want to eat my chicken tendies. The car ride home was quiet, with only the radio providing escape from silence. Lizzie had been in better spirits now, but the closer you got to your neighborhood, the more she wiggled in her seat and frowned out the window. Oh, true, she still has to apologize tonight. She knew what was coming when you all got back home. Clearly, she was dreading it. Soon enough, Mom was turning onto your street, then reversing into the driveway. Once she cut the ignition, it was dead silent. Yes, wait, let's play Chop Suey by System of a Down. Really appropriate for a 10-year-old. To be fair, I listened to that song when I was like the same age, so you might be right. No, I'm kidding. Me listening to like Awake and Alive by Skillet, Monster, Seether songs, like and you know what, I still listen to some of those songs today. Like obviously I didn't listen to like whole albums, but certain songs I'm like, this is a banger. I have like my rock playlist, which is like a bunch of those songs. I was zoned out at a green light to that song this morning, Armageddon or Chop Suey. As someone with an older sister and a younger brother, I hold grudges. See, me and my sister, well, my sister would never act like this, first of all. Me and my sister are very close, so I don't like to leave stuff like that linger because, like, you know, she's my bestie. She's like she's the person who gets me in our situations. Armageddon Espa, yes, Armageddon Espa. Listen, I got put on to Armageddon and Supernova. This is great though. Apologizing is great and everyone should learn that it's okay to apologize to people. Yeah, I much prefer that over pretending it just didn't happen. and just going back to the way things were before, because trust, that's happened more than I can count, and I hate it because I'm like, are we good or are you mad still? And I can't tell. My sister was cool, but my brother was a pissy little bitch that always wanted to start something. I'm so glad I didn't have a sibling like that. Like, unfortunately, I'm the pissy little bitch, and my sister is the chill one. So, I'm so glad it wasn't the other way around, because I'm not strong enough for that. With love. No, you're so real. Supernova. Listen, I can't lie, it's a banger. Like, I can't lie. Soon enough, Mom was turning on your street, then reversing into the driveway. Once she cut the ignition, it was dead silent. No one spoke, only unbuckled their seatbelts and opened their doors. Lizzie was the last one out. Once everyone was inside and done taking off their shoes, she propped her hands on her hips.
So,
She's like, you know what time it is. Be so for real.
Now then, Mr. Holden's car is in his driveway, so he should be back from work. That's good news, isn't it, Elizabeth? You and Cove can hash things out before the day's done.
Lizzie didn't complain or put up a fight. Her head ducked so she didn't have to meet anyone's eyes. She nodded once.
Good, let's move into the kitchen.
Mom went over to the house phone. The rest of you followed behind her. Mommy put a gentle hand on Lizzie's shoulder as they walked side by side. You watched them from the back. This was only happening because you told on Lizzie. Well, because she hurt Cove's feelings, and that's not okay. No regrets. I'm the pissy older sister in my house. My brother's pissy too, but I definitely had my moments. Listen, it's hard not to. Cove gonna be taken away in an ambulance. What, because Lizzie's gonna beat his ass? You didn't regret it. You felt a little guilty, like you betrayed your sister. You hadn't liked doing it, but had to. But it was her fault for doing it in the first place. I'm gonna say I hadn't liked doing it, but I had to, bruh. For my boy. Being a tattletale didn't feel good. You wouldn't want someone else to tell your moms everything you did. Still, your mom had asked directly, and you wanted to be a liar even less. The four of you stood around the kitchen in a lopsided square. All eyes were on Lizzie, who kept her gaze on her feet.
You remember the number of Cove's house, don't you, honey?
Lizzie jerked her head in another nod, sullen. Without further prompting, she stepped forward and began to dial. Mom reached over and pressed a button on the base. Suddenly, you could hear the phone ringing. She turned on the speaker. Dang, that's kind of diabolical. The phone rang a couple times, then stopped. Mr. Holden's warm voice came through the other end. Hello. Evening, Holden residence. Lizzie looked over at Mommy unsure. She nodded encouragingly.
Hi, Mr. Holden. It's, Lizzie. Can I talk to Cove?
Absolutely.
Lizzie cryptid. What a surprise! But of course you can say hi to the boy. Hey, actually. He sounded cheery as usual, though definitely meant it when he said it was a surprise. You thought hard. You were sure that your sister had never called Cove's house before. Mom spoke with Mr. Holden or Lizzie. Mom spoke up before Mr. Holden or Lizzie could say any more. Her arms were crossed over her chest, her lips pursed. Hi, Cliff. Nolani, Luna, and I are here too. We're all listening. Good evening. We're sorry to bother you so late. Yeah, I'm gonna say hello. Hi, Cove's dad. Hi, Mr. Holden. The gang's all here, huh? Is something the matter? His voice grew a bit concerned. Mommy was quick to reassure him. No. Well, yes, but it's going to be okay. Lizzie and Cove got into a bit of a fight today. We were hoping that the two of them could talk and make up. Is this a good time for you and Cove?
What?
A fight? Cove didn't tell me anything about that when I came home. It does explain the funk he's been in tonight.
He chuckled lightly. Despite that, it didn't seem like he really thought it was funny.
Anyway, it's good. You didn't catch us at a bad time. I'll go and grab him for you.
There was some shuffling on the other end. He must not have gone far because you could still hear him calling out. Cove, there's someone on the phone for you. He's diabolical for not saying it's Lizzie, probably because he wouldn't come down otherwise. After a beat of silence, there was more muffled talking from Cove's dad. Come on, bud. Lizzie called just so she could talk to you.
Are you sure?
Luna's on the other end listening too. Don't you want to say hi? It took a bit of back and forth, though the conversation seemed one-sided since you couldn't hear Cove properly. Eventually, Cove took the phone from his dad.
Hi.
Hello? Hey, it's Lizzie.
Yeah, I know. Dad told me. Cove's tone was defensive. Lizzie turned to Mom, scowling. One stern look from her, though, and Lizzie turned away.
Sorry. I just called to say I'm sorry for not playing nice with you today. I won't do it again.
Lizzie's eyes were downcast, her voice low. You could tell she felt uncomfortable apologizing to Cove in front of everyone. She was still being genuine about feeling bad. Cove must have realized that, too, because he sighed quietly.
I want gold, and I think Luna should win too.
Really? He thought you were worth gold, even though you hadn't even wanted it? Lizzie was momentarily stunned, silent by the demand. She'd probably forgot that that had even happened already.
All right, we'll all win gold. Okay, I guess I'm sorry too.
A sense of relief washed over everyone at his acceptance of the apology. Mom uncrossed her arms while Mommy's shoulders relaxed. Lizzie's eyebrows raised up. You wondered if she thought that he'd refused her apology.
Dad, can I get off the phone now?
You couldn't see him, but it was obvious Cove felt awkward about the situation. He had come off uncomfortable the entire time, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go back to your room if you want, but be sure to say goodbye first, though.
Bye, Lizzie. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Luna.
You perked up at the mention of your name. You smiled, even if you couldn't see it. Bye, Cove! With that said, Cove must have handed the phone to his dad and left, since Mr. Holden spoke up.
That's a relief.
All's well that ends well, as they say. Thanks for arranging this. I'm sure he appreciates it. As Mom replied, Lizzie tugged on Mommy's hand to catch her attention.
Can I go now too?
Good job.
Sure, sweetie. Thank you very much for apologizing to Cove. Mom flashed a brief smile at Lizzie and nodded her agreement. Given permission to leave, Lizzie scurried off toward the stairs, you know, like a little spider. She seemed to be feeling much better with the incident behind her. Mom and Mommy returned to the phone, taking it off the speaker. They continued talking to Mr. Holden. You couldn't tell about what. You were glad that was the end of it all. Lizzie and Cove might not get along, and probably still won't, but they weren't mad at each other anymore. Mom and Mommy weren't upset either. Everything was finally back to normal. With that thought, you retreated to your own room with a spring in your step. Okay, we're gonna do one more, and I think that's what we're gonna call it for today. So let's do this one. It was another scorching summer day, the kind where no sooner had you finished 1 cup of water, you were already filling it up again. That's so real. I love water. It has to be cold water, though. I need ice in there. Everyone else had something on, so that afternoon it was just you and Shiloh. This didn't happen much, especially since Cove had arrived. Without Lizzie around, Shiloh looked to you for all the answers. Made you feel... nothing, really. I don't know. I'd be like, why me, though? Shiloh went along with whatever you wanted, so he wasn't a bother, but he also wasn't that much fun. You drained yet another drink and frowned at the empty vessel. Your thirst was gone, but you still craved something icy cold and refreshing. Something sweet. Something like... Ooh. A popsicle or an ice cream cone. Is it weird? Is it weird that, like, I don't really fuck that heavy with cones. And if I do, I don't like the, like, you know, like the traditional ice cream cone? That one, I feel like I don't really like the, I don't know what the fuck they're made of, the wafer or whatever that those ones are made out of, but I like the ones that have, like, the, like, how the fuck do you describe them? The waffle cone. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the traditional ones, I feel like are very hard. And then, like, the ones that have, like, the wider top part, so there's, like, a guard for where you hold it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know what you mean. I'm gonna say, do I need to pull up the Google? Hydrate. Let me sippy. Yeah, those ones. I like those ones better. Also, I much prefer, like, if I'm gonna have ice cream in a cone, the wider ones kind of taste like styrofoam. What if I told you that's why I like it? I don't know, man. I like a little styrofoam to soothe the soul. Listen, you guys know the, like, the church wafers, the little, like, circles. I liked those for some reason. Like, I didn't like dipping in the wine. I just wanted to eat the little wafer. Mental illness is a disease. I'm sorry. I like the waffle ones dipped in chalky. Listen, I'll like it, but, like, I just don't like the really hard ones. Like, I'm not trying to break my teeth eating the cone, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I much prefer soft served ice cream over, like, regular ice cream. I think they call it, like, hard ice cream or something, whatever. Soft serve, my beloved. I love you. It's just, like, soft serve on a cone is like nothing else. It's elite. One thing they are missing on this list, though, is, like a slushie or something. Like, classic Rhode Island thing. I gotta get my Dell's frozen lemonade, bruh, in the summer. Gots to. But we're gonna go ice cream cone here. Nothing beats a classic creamy scoop of ice cream on a day like this. There was nothing like that to be found at home. You knew that without needing to look. Your moms didn't keep sweets in the house. Outside, there were plenty of places where such goodies could be obtained, but they were shops and demanded payment in exchange for their products. You sighed. You voiced your predicament out loud. You asked Shiloh for it. Yeah, I'm gonna voice it out loud. I want an ice cream cone. Shiloh, who had been draped over the sofa, perked up.
Yeah. That sounds good.
We don't have anything like that in the house, and I don't have any money.
Oh, let me check if I have any.
Bro's gonna have 3 cents on him. Soft serve on a cone is bliss. Yes. I want it so bad right now. But obviously it's winter. They're not gonna sell. There's not gonna be any ice cream parlors open. I did not enjoy church, but it was the only redeemable it was only redeemable with actual real bread, and then my church growing up switched to the paper ones and it ruined my day. Aw, that's fair. I remember there was a few times at church where like we baked like bread to use instead of the wafers, and oh my god, I loved being there to bake the bread because we got to take home some. And I don't know what the fuck that bread was or how to make it, and I could not even tell you what it was called. Maybe I could try to ask my mom and she would know. Or she probably wouldn't remember either, I don't know. But whatever that bread was that we made, fucked so heavy, bro. Really? Every city I've been in serves all kinds of ice cream year-round. I mean, there's probably some of them, but I can't think of any near me. Maybe like more in the city. And by in the city, I mean Prov. We have ice cream vans here in winter. Dang, I guess I'm gonna have to come over. True. Dedicated ice cream shops sell it like Baskin Robbins or DQ. Yeah, I'm thinking like, you know, classic like ice cream parlors that are only like seasonal. There's one not too far from me, but obviously that one is seasonal. I know that one for fact. Shiloh rummaged in his backpack and proudly produced an assortment of coins, pulling plus 1 stray button. You set the button aside and counted the coins in neat piles. Just over $1. You announced this to Shiloh. He had almost certainly come to the same conclusion, but he'd been watching you expectantly. Hey man, it's a start. Shiloh beamed at you. We'll need to find some more.
Okay.
The two of you lifted couch cushions, stuck tiny hands down deep crevices in the sofa and under furniture, and scoured the back of drawers. Most of what you found was useless or gross. Bent paper clips, fluffy wisps of dust, or sandy crumbs, but every so often one of you would strike silver or bronze and add it to the growing pile of coins. Your mind wandered to the $20 bill tucked away in your room. It was enough for you and Shiloh to get whatever you wanted and more, but you didn't take it out. That was too special to hand over so freely. Besides, Shiloh would be curious about where it came from and might even mention your wealth to Lizzie. The exchange had been a secret. Dusty and disheveled from checking every room and squinting into every tiny nook, the two of you finished pooling your finds. Shiloh held his breath as you counted the coins once again. $2.53 and 2 buttons. This is that one scene from Trapped in the Drive-Thru. He's like, help me find change. You didn't know when the second button had decided to join the party, but you were too pleased with your successful haul to throw it out.
Is that enough?
You figured he knew the answer without looking at you for confirmation, but the thrill of your success and the reward that would follow canceled out any other feelings you might have had about that. Yeah. You can now afford something at the shops. Just one thing, but that was infinitely more better than none. Shiloh clapped his hands together.
Yay!
Oh my god, you got really, really close. The two of you dashed outside, and the promise of sugar buoyed you on to your destination where, breathless but happy, you stared at the overwhelming number of options. You knew what you wanted, but it wasn't just you who had contributed the funds to get the treat. He seemed to notice your pause.
Aren't you getting an ice cream cone?
Shiloh asked as though he was entirely separate from the decision, rather than someone with a stake in the outcome. Do you mind? Shiloh cocked his head to the side.
It was your idea. You should choose.
You went ahead and got what you wanted originally. Are you sure it's really okay? Are you really sure it's okay? You tried to get something you both wanted anyway. I'm gonna try to get something we both wanted because, you know, we both put in the effort and I'm not that selfish. It wasn't fair for you to be the only one who decided when he'd been a main factor in making this happen, especially because the dollar was his initially. Some of the money came directly from his backpack. What do you like?
All of them. They're so good.
You press further. But what do you really like? Popsicles or ice cream? Which is your favorite?
Aw, it's hard to pick. I don't know.
Frustrated, you cut to the heart of the matter. You want me to choose?
Yeah.
He said I'm indecisive as fuck. And honestly, real. Ice cream vans parking outside schools in summer was crazy growing up. I kind of feel sorry for my parents for how many times I was annoying about it. No, oh yeah, when I was younger, in the summer, and I would hear that damn ding ding of the ice cream truck, it was over for you hoes. I needed to get my like frozen lemonade. I had to. It's my favorite. Or sometimes, you know, I would go for the other options. I think, you know, I might have gotten a SpongeBob popsicle or two. Powerpuff Girl. Bubbles specifically, I believe it is. My parents made up a lie that the song was The Fish Van, and I believed them for a long time. That's so mean. What? But sometimes I wanted to see the fish van and buy some fish. That's so mean. But I was never allowed. Aw. And that was that. You got the dessert you wanted originally and hoped Shiloh would actually like it too. Finally, the reward for all your hard work was in your hands. You lapped at the soft ice cream. The sweetness perked you up. You held it out to Shiloh so he could take a turn. He shook his head.
Finish it.
You know, I was wrong about you, Shiloh. You're a sweet kid.
You can finish it.
I don't know if he said that. He didn't want any? After everything he did to help get it? That was weird. Hey man, I tried. Even if Shiloh said it was okay, every story you'd seen on TV or read in the books said that sharing was caring. You stood your ground even as the treat started to trickle dangerously toward your fingers. It's only fair if you have some, we both bought it.
But you wanted more than I do. And getting to play was a lot of fun already. So you can have it, that's more fair.
You held it out to him. I want you to have some, even more than I want to finish it, so eat your part. Relenting, Shiloh took the treat and gave it a taste. His eyes lit up.
Thank you. It's really good. Thank you.
You smile, pleased with your good deed.
You picked the best one.
Did he mean that? Shiloh was always nice no matter what happened, even if he hated it. You knew he wouldn't say so. Maybe he thought it was gross, and that's the real reason he didn't want to take some. You had no idea. You studied him as he ate a little more. He had every appearance of enjoying himself. Still weird. The two of you began to head back home as he ate. You walked side by side on the shore in silence, but your thoughts kept drifting to the boy beside you. Why didn't he speak up for himself? It was almost as if Shiloh didn't know how to say what he felt. Or was he too afraid to? You figured that was his problem and he didn't care. That's crazy. Are you scared of me? You thought that was kind of sad. Are we friends? Hey, are we friends? Are you scared of me? I'm gonna ask, are we friends? Shiloh opened his eyes wide, seemingly caught off guard by the blunt question.
Yeah, I think so.
He says that, but friends should be able to talk to each other without being scared. If Shiloh wouldn't do that, were you even really friends at all? He rubs his hands together nervously over your non-reaction.
I'm sorry.
You weren't sure how sorry he could be without knowing what he was even apologizing for, but you shook your head. You didn't do anything. It was true. Shiloh hadn't done anything mean. He hadn't gone out of his way to make you, he'd gone out of his way to make you happy. That didn't seem like it should be a bad thing, yet it bothered you. I just don't know if you like me. It's like it doesn't matter what I do, you're gonna act the same. I could be anybody and you wouldn't care.
No, I like you. I really, really like you, Luna. I want to be friends.
Okay. You smiled hesitantly at him, and his fidgeting ceased. Even though you weren't sure if you believed him, this was only making things worse. You decided that maybe there were all types of friends. If Shiloh wasn't able to do things differently, this would have to be all right. Shiloh made you unsure about setting a label on the experience of spending the afternoon with just him. There had been good times and there had been confusing ones. You were positive of one thing, at least. The treat was delicious and that was nice. The sun was low on the horizon as you returned to your neighborhood. There you spotted two very familiar figures up ahead, Lizzie and Cove. You opened your mouth to make your presence known to them just as you saw the tears on Cove's face. Okay, this could be for a number of reasons. Let's not overreact. Cove cries a lot. So let's eavesdrop maybe. Okay, eavesdrop suggestion? Lizzie, did you... Sorry, I keep hiccuping. Did you make him cry again? You walked straight over, Shiloh at your heels. What's wrong, Pookies? Dude, we're kind of like the squad. We're such a weird squad. Once there, you defend Cove. Listen, let me get a read on the situation. Be like, what the fuck is going on? Took a moment to make a joke, accuse Lizzie of causing trouble, carefully ask about what happened. Listen, I'd probably be like, what the fuck going on? Without a time machine, the only way you were going to find out was by asking the witnesses. Lizzie might have done something, but she could have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, or even come to Cove's aid. You wanted to hear the story. Cove, what happened?
Luna,
I got yelled at.
He took a deep, steadying breath. By who? For what?
Some grandparents got mad at me.
uh,
Well, I'm sorry.
Lizzie jerked her head in the direction of a nearby house. Your heart sunk. You knew exactly what had happened. Every year, the same mean old couple rented out that condo for the summer. You and Shiloh knew to stay away from them, but Cove couldn't have. Ooh. This is kicking up something in me, because I definitely in real life would be like, let me go over there and give them a fucking piece of my mind. They're like that with everyone. Even your mom struggled to find anything nice to say about them, but the elderly pair particularly took offense to kids. See, I would do things to purposely piss them off, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would start ripping up their grass, I would start shitting on the lawn. No, I'm kidding, I wouldn't do that. That's a little far even for me. But I would do subtle things to piss them off. I would slowly start picking the paint off their fence. I know they don't own the house, but I would blame them for it. At night, I would just go and start peeling the paint off the fence. Even your mom struggled to find things nice to say about them, but the elderly pair took particular offense to kids. It didn't matter if they were really nice like Clove. Clove? Cove. Yeah, Lizzie said. Lizzie drew herself up at that. She looked pointedly in your direction.
I was helping.
I didn't say you weren't. That's
cool. Is there anything I can do?
no.
No, I'm just gonna stay away. Or you could teach them a lesson.
I'm with Lizzie for once. There was a devilish glint in her eyes, and mine matched it.
What? You should ding-dong ditch them. Go ring the doorbell and run. It'll be great because they're so slow they'll never catch you. That's dumb. I don't want to go near them ever again.
You're just saying that because you're a brack chicken.
Listen, now that's mean.
You're just saying that because you're a cluck chicken.
Clove. Why do I keep reading Clove? Cove Gear. Oh god, now I'm taking away the L's. I'm adding L's where they don't belong and then taking them away in other words. Cove glared but didn't take the bait. Lizzie turned to you.
You're not a chicken, are you?
Yeah, cluck cluck. I'm not gonna lie, that's funny as hell. Honestly, I'm Duck Clan moment real. Quack quack, motherfuckers. How am I suddenly like I feel like I'm all of these. Like part of me would be like, yeah, cluck cluck, and then part of me is like, maybe we should just ignore them. And then part of me is like, I think they deserve worse. And then the other part of me is like, fuck it, let's do it. Guys, I'm really indecisive right now. I'm gonna be Shiloh. I need you guys to help me pick what I should choose. Cause like, fuck those old people, bro. But it's fine because one day they're gonna die and you'll still be alive. And that's facts. That's not anything mean. That is just factual. Like, one day you're not gonna have to deal with them ever again. You should do it for him. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Really?
Yeah, they pissed me off. They yelled at my friend, and that's not allowed in this economy. Could I stand up for myself? That's debatable. But will I stand up for my friend when he asks for no pickles? Yes. You took a deep breath and nodded. Lizzie squealed with delight.
Well, go hide. Run as soon as you hit the bell.
We're 100% getting caught, by the way. Like, I just feel it in my bones. We are 100% going to get in trouble for this. But it's worth it. It's gonna be worth it. I don't care if I get in trouble. Fuck those old people. Totally worth it. I'm glad you guys agree.
Good luck!
Lizzie and Shiloh ran across the road to take shelter in the bushes. Even once they settled down, you could make out two child-sized shapes staring from between the leaves. Great, we're all gonna get caught. You knew where to look for them, though, so you told yourself that the grouchy old people wouldn't spot it. We'll see. Cove sighed, his gaze flicking to the house, then back to you. Be careful. Hey man, we'll see what happens. I'll be as quick as a flash. He gave the door and you one last look before joining Lizzie and Shiloh in their hideaway. The weight of 3 pairs of eyes on your back was heavier than anything you'd carried before as you approached the door. You hesitated as you reached for the doorbell then. Dude, I'm ringing it. Listen, if I wasn't gonna do it, I shouldn't have went up here. I literally cannot pussy out now. My sister would bully the shit out of me. And you know what? Even when the time comes and I do get in trouble and they're gonna be like, why did you do this? I'm not gonna be like, it was Lizzie's idea. I'll be like, I had to stick up for my friend. You know? I'm ringing it. You slapped the buzzer and ran. Blood thumped against your eardrums with every step. Would you make it in time? Approaching the hiding spot, you knew that there wasn't time to go around the bushes as the others had done. You took a shortcut, leaping over them. Or to be more accurate, crashing into the tops of the bushes and then falling over on the other side. Cove quietly hissed at you unwittingly, colliding into him. But by the way his arms were out, it seemed as he had intentionally tried to cushion your landing. My goat, my goat.
Shh!
Lizzie put her finger to her lips and nodded at the house. You disentangled your limbs from Cove's and spun around to see the old man framed in the doorway, peering back and forth suspiciously. You covered your mouth with your hands, but it wasn't enough to stifle your giggles. Damn it! Why am I giving it away? Maybe he spotted one of you, or maybe it was the leaves you displaced while jumping, but he locked eyes with the bush and stormed over in your direction. Shiloh gasped and looked at Lizzie. Scatter! He can't catch us all! Run. Your sister did not hesitate to take her own advice. Neither did Shiloh. Me either, bro. Let's go, Cove. You got up, but seeing Cove struggling to extract himself and stand with just one fully functional arm, you gave him a hand before taking off after the others. The old man's hollers propelled you all from the street to the sanctity of the hill. Only once you were safe did you notice the stitch in your chest and the ache in your legs. You flopped down, the blades of grass tickling your face. Lizzie, who had taken the lead in the end, was already lazing on the ground. The 4 of you took a moment to catch your breath and enjoy the feeling of cool grass against your skin.
Cove.
Hey, Cove.
Cove lifted his head.
I told you there were mean grandparents around here.
Cove rolled his eyes, then decided this wasn't dismissive enough and rolled his whole body away from your sister. Lizzie chose to ignore his response and started chatting to Shiloh, who eagerly joined in on the conversation. In the back of your mind, you knew you'd be second fiddle again to Shiloh once Lizzie came around. It always went like that. It was fine, you thought. You still felt a little sad about how much time you spent together today. It was always annoying. You know, my feelings would be a little hurt. But I'm caught between it was fine and this. I'm like, damn. You'll just never like me as much as you like that other person. It's a shame, but, you know. You had been hoping the two of you might have become closer, but you had to let it go. He was happy where he was. There were other things to attend to anyway. You wriggled closer to Cove. He had calmed down, for the most part, and was inspecting a flower, his fingers pinching the stem and tilted the white petals toward him. That's a poppy. Cove glanced at you in acknowledgement, then back to the flower. And the type of poppies on this hill have the name white linen poppy, Mom told me. He quirked a smile. That's funny. He ran a finger around the edge of the petals. It doesn't feel like cloth. You need a lot of them to make anything. He nodded and released the delicate plant. Evaluation complete. This is my favorite kind of flower. But I didn't know what it was called. Thanks. Oh my god. There was a lot. It's mine too. I like roses. Buttercups are really great. My favorite is snapdragons. Hibiscuses are great. Peonies are pretty. I love sunflowers. I'd pick tulips. Orchids are the most special. Type your own answer. I like all flowers. I'll type my own. Please don't capitalize or pluralize the word. Example, carnation. Can I have spaces? Oops. Fuck, I actually took a screenshot. I don't even know what button that was. Now I'm just gonna have this random... God damn it, I put B again. Kill me. There we go. Lily of the Valley.
A lily of the valley, huh? Neat.
Thanks. It's my favorite Minecraft flower. You moved on your back with a small smile and looked at the darkening sky. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Go back. The blanket of clouds reminded you of a thick throw you curled under on cold, rainy days. You wondered if the clouds would be as soft. They lazily floated on by, splitting from each other, merging and morphing into new shapes. You saw a dolphin, you saw a car, you saw an alpaca, you saw a smiley face, you saw cloud shapes. I'm gonna say I saw an alpaca. You saw a fluffy alpaca in the sky. You nudged Cove and pointed it out. Can you see the alpaca? Cove joined you in gazing skywards.
Whoa.
It's more like a llama.
Breaking Bad moment. When we were fleeing from an old man. He's gonna get you them. Oh, the white poppies. That would be... Oh, or the lily of the valleys. That would be a good callback. Sorry. Hey. He chuckled at your reaction. Was that supposed to be more like a hey? How do people do the backgrounds for, like, visual novels? Because I swear the art style is always the same, no matter what the sprite art style is. Like, all visual novel and dating sims, like, backgrounds have the same look. And I'm like, how do you draw those things? All the sun's light faded from the sky, and the moon rose higher. Lizzie got to her feet, dusting strands of grass from her bare legs, and surveyed her surroundings. The ocean, visible from the crest of the hill, beckoned with every sweep of the tide.
Let's go to the beach.
There was no argument from the other two. Shiloh was still Shiloh, and Cove would never say no to going to the shore. He was a child of the sea. You... I want to go. The backgrounds are so pretty. These ones, yeah, I really like them. Also, when I said they all look the same, I did not mean that as an insult. I did not mean that as an insult. This one, though, I like nature shots. I'm not good at it, but I love drawing, like, nature stuff, so it does resonate with the crowd. I wanted to go there, too. So you eagerly joined the others in descending the hill toward the water. You stepped onto the sand for the second time that day, but it felt different at night. The beach was nearly quiet at this hour. Abandoned sandcastles and footsteps in the sand, too big to belong to any of you, were the only indication of how busy it had been only hours earlier. Look at me and my friends. Slash my sister slash my sister's friend who, like, I don't think likes me, plus my actual friend. The four of you kicked shoes off and removed socks and walked along the water's edge. The waves tickled your feet.
I wonder what would happen if you tried to take a bath in the ocean with shampoo and everything. That would be bad for the fish.
Jeez.
I didn't say anyone would do it. Jeez, you don't have to be serious about everything. You're the one who asked what would happen. That is what would happen. It hurt the fishes. I like bubble baths at home. They're lots of fun. Me too. Bubble baths are luxurious.
You'd never heard Lizzie use that word before.
Mommy loves to have bubbles in her bath. She'll turn the lights off and have candles. I'm gonna do that next time. Hey, when's your mom coming to pick you up anyway? Not for a while, she's busy. What about your dad? How come you never talk about him? Nobody does.
Does he got a dead dad?
Don't you know you're not supposed to ask something like that? Why would somebody want to talk about something they never talk about?
You kept your eyes on the ground, watching your toes get swallowed by the waves. Even if Shiloh never seems upset when this topic comes up, it made you feel awkward just for having both of your moms.
It's okay. I'm like Lizzie and Luna. I don't have a dad. But I don't have two moms. I just have one. She's really great. Oh, sorry. I only have one now, too. My mom isn't here. She's back home. It's just me. It's just my dad with me.
Sorry.
Aw, I never had a dad or anything, so don't feel bad. It's really sad that your mom is gone.
Cove nodded. You joked about Shiloh's mom getting together with Cove's dad. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Why would you? I would not joke about that. I mean, I might think it in my head once again, but it's not one of those out loud thoughts. I'm gonna do this classic line. Even if they're all different, our parents are good in their own ways.
Yeah.
Cove couldn't muster a response. You don't think he truly disagreed, though. The silence broke with a splash as Lizzie kicked in your direction. Cold water and sodden sand spattered against your legs. Nah, don't piss me off now. Lizzie giggled, foot still outstretched from the kick. Cove joined in, striking the incoming waves to make a splash of his own. Shiloh scurried out of Cove's spray zone with a grin. I'm retaliating. Use your foot to smack the water pool around you, sending an arc of sea foam flying back at your sister. You laugh as she sputtered, some of the salty seawater having landed in her mouth. She spat it out. Yuck. Lizzie chased you, intent on revenge. Misty Marina, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, I hope you enjoy your stay. Lizzie chased you, intent on revenge. You dashed up and down the coast, taking it in turns to be the predator and the prey, as well as joining forces to take down Shiloh or Cove. Alliances were silently forged and wordlessly broken. Everything was fair game in war. I love seeing others getting into this game. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I was being a bit of a hater at first, but now I'm like, you know what? Unwarranted of me, and that's called growth. No, but seriously, I am starting to enjoy it. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm seeing the vision. I'm seeing it. Everything was fair game in war. Shiloh's brief exclamation was drowned out by the biggest splash yet, causing him to fall face first onto the ground. That would have been bad enough without the wave that followed, cascading over his prone body. Oh god, please, we cannot have a bad summer. Are you alive? Shiloh sat up, shaking his head like a dog coming in from the rain. Okay, thank God you're alive. I thought bro just got swept out into the ocean. Oh my god. I was like, wait, we're having too much fun. You can't angst it up just like that. But then I realized that these are summer memories, okay? And if it was very important to the story, it would be shown in an actual unskippable scene. It would not just be a side thing. I had to remind myself of that. I don't know if I can't remember if I read this, but this game is my biggest comfort game. I love that. I don't know what my comfort game would be. Henry Stickmin? Totally opposite vibes, but I love the Henry Stickmin collection. It's silly. His hair was plastered to his head and his soaked clothes clung. If there was any part of him that was still dry, you couldn't see it.
That was crazy. Are you okay? Yeah, my foot got stuck and I fell over.
You Dumbo.
Way to go, Shiloh, you dumbo.
Alright, I'm gonna help him up. Maybe it'll make him like me more. Shiloh didn't take your outstretched hand. After a moment, you dropped it, damn, so you just want me to embarrass myself? Okay, no, I'll die. Lizzie was too busy snickering to notice and held her hand out to Shiloh, too. Shiloh, you've done me dirty for the last time, and I will be remembering this. You officially on my shit list. Shiloh stands, I'm sorry, but he's done me dirty for the last time, and I cannot let this slide. This slight to my ego has turned me into a villain. He reached over and slowly took it. Slowly he started to pull himself from the ground. Bro, I would kick his ass back down. Then he slipped on the slick sand, dragging him and Lizzie down just in time for another wave to hit. The water rolled over them. Dare I say karma? Karma's a bitch. You should have known better. See, if you grabbed my hand, that wouldn't happen because I'm strong.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What were the odds of that happening twice in a row? You thought they must be low, but there's no way Shiloh would do something like that on purpose, then pretend it was an accident, especially not to Lizzie. Even if your relationship with Shiloh felt unclear, he did at least like her a lot. Lizzie was his favorite, right? Smiling boldly, Lizzie extracted herself from the ground and wiped a streak of sand from her cheek. She didn't intend to let this embarrass her. Shiloh got up again as well, this time without incident. He still looked at them like a drowned puppy, but that didn't stop Cove laughing at the two of them. With that, it was time to call it a day. The four of you made the journey back home, leaving a trail of wet footsteps and sand in your wake. Damp clothes may have weighed down some of the group, but your spirits were high. Your arms swung side to side as a cool breeze flowed past. Your moms were outside, chatting to Cove's dad.
We're back.
Your mom's faces fell as they looked in the state you were all in, ranging from messy to soaked.
No.
Elizabeth, is that all you have to say for yourself? You brought half the beach back with you. They certainly did. What's Marigold going to do when she comes to get Shiloh? Is that how you want him to be for the long drive home, cold and filthy?
Lizzie's expression turned sulky over the scolding. Being the oldest could be fun, but it also meant she was the first to get in trouble when something went wrong. Listen, I had nothing to do with it. Mr. Holden, on the other hand, chuckled as he ruffled Clove's... Why do I keep saying Clove? Cove's matted hair. You've been out making memories, bucko. I'm glad you had a good time with your friends. Cove used his slightly moist cast arm to push his dad off. Mr. Holden's eyes widened when he noticed that even that had gotten wet. Now he was worried too. I think they could have found a less risky way to spend time and had just as much fun. That might be right, kids. What can you do? Come on, Cove, let's get you cleaned up and dried off. We wouldn't want that cast to have to be reset. Cove winced at the thought.
Okay.
Okay. That a boy. Mr. Holden casually bent down and plucked Cove up off the ground, ultimately holding Clove against his chest. Sand was already transferring from Cove onto him, but that didn't seem to bother Mr. Holden. Cove protested being carried, but only got a reassuring pat on the back for his trouble.
Take care.
Good night, Cove. Thank you for the talk, Cliff.
Night, Cryptid family, and Shiloh too. Resigned to his fate, Cove twisted his body in his dad's arms in order to turn around and wave goodbye. Smiling, you waved back. Good night.
Fine.
Well, we'd better do what we can to fix you guys up too. Come on, everybody inside. I want you to march straight to the downstairs bathroom.
Ugh.
Yes, Mom. Okay, Lizzie's mom.
Don't worry about stopping to wipe your feet on the mat this time. That won't do much good tonight. Sitting on an old beach towel your mommy had found, you waited in the hall until you were less sandy and you were... until you were less sandy, you weren't allowed to go to your room or walk around the house. But you did get to eat a sandwich for dinner there. It felt like an indoor picnic. It had been decided that Shiloh would wash first and borrow some of your clothes. He was already fit. Wouldn't he want to borrow Lizzie's clothes? Fuck you. Me beefing with a child. Do we know what happened with his arm? Not yet, no. He was already finished and packed away in his mom's car. Miss Fields had come to collect him a little while ago. It was a bit of a funny experience seeing him without that hat on for once. Lizzie, being much more soaked than you, got to go in the tub next. It wasn't a bubble bath, as she'd hoped. This was a no fun allowed cleanup session. At least that's what she claimed. Not much longer would be your turn. When the bath was done, you'd have to get right into bed. After a day like this, though, you were glad that there weren't going to be any further events. Drifting off to sleep sounded like a great idea. Ooh! Alright. We've got 2 more things left, but I think I'm going to save it for next time. I definitely can see myself playing this again later this month. What's tomorrow? The 11th? I might do a Monster Prom 3 tomorrow. Maybe? I don't know yet. We're doing visual novel, dating sim, romancy games all month this month, so I'm definitely gonna come back to this, and even after this month I'll probably mix these games into the rotation until we at least finish like the route that we're on, you know what I mean? So let's hit a little quit ski. Did that actually save though? It did. Quit game, yes. Month of yearning. Yippee! Amen. Let me switch you guys over to the ending soon screen and also give you some romantic lo-fi beats to relax/study to. Thank you guys so much for watching today's stream. If you have not done so already, hey, consider following. That would be really cool of you. And like I said, next stream will be tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do Monster Prom 3, which we did a little bit of Monster Prom 2, and like I said, I do want to play more of that, but, you know, we've got a few endings. I feel like we could do a little Monster Prom 3. I think this is the road trip one, so, yeah. And then, dang. We're getting close to Valentine's Day. Look forward to Dream Daddy, you guys. We're playing that on Valentine's Day. That's going to be our quirky little dating sim. And like I said, we're going to revisit all of the other ones that we've played this month, so you will see more, Doki Doki Literature Club, How to Full Boyfriend, Hooked on You, Kato wa Shoujo, all that shit. So don't worry, we'll be back. And until next time, should we rate somebody? Somebody alive? Let me look. Let's do another Hammy raid because I love watching Hammy. Oh, and they're doing some IRL thing. All right, stick around for the raid, you guys. Show some love to other people. Next stream tomorrow. Until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll see ya. Oh, bye.